Welcome to another episode of Juvenile Court Theater. You've all seen the public trial that led to a landmark verdict of $261 million in damages for the Kowalski family who sued Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital for medically kidnapping their daughter Maya, who suffers from complex regional pain syndrome. Dr. Sally Smith, a child abuse pediatrician who has a string of victims behind her, misdiagnosed Maya's condition as child abuse and pointed her finger at Maya's mother, Beata Kowalski. The tragic events led to the death of Beata and the landmark lawsuit that found J. Hatch liable for Beata's death. But what happened in the secret juvenile courts that no one, not even the media, is allowed to peek into? What lengths did the hospital and DCF go to keep this family apart? We have the transcripts, and all of the secret inner workings of juvenile court will be laid bare tonight. The rot inside the court system that lurks behind closed doors needs a healthy dose of sunshine. I aim to shine that light into a corrupt and unhealthy process in hopes that no other child should ever be caught in the clutches of a malicious process like this again. Good evening, everybody. How are you? Welcome to the program. I'm Megan Fox. This is my channel. You're here. You found me. And tonight we are going to be looking into the transcripts of the dependency hearing. We are on dependency hearing number 2 that happened on November 8th of 2016. And to help me read through it, we have tonight playing Deborah Salisbury, the lawyer for the Kowalskis, Flux, who
hello.
A little
Thank you for
liquored up
having me.
from
Little
the
bit.
last stream. That's okay, because I haven't had any whiskey since my last stream with that stream over Thanksgiving with Jeff, because I was traumatized by it.
Yes.
And so I'm gonna dive back in tonight. So we're gonna do
what are
it.
you drinking?
Catoctin Creek whiskey. It's single barrel. It's good. Whatever it is, it's good. I don't know.
Nice. Nice.
I don't even know how to say it.
That's all right. I'm not sure how to really pronounce this brand of soju, but you know, it's alcohol. It's all the same.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of alcohol, coming to the stage now is Mo in the Deep End, who is playing Megan Leaf, the DCF snaky attorney who represented DCF. And I just have to warn you, you need to prepare because Mo is wearing one of her wigs. Mo, welcome to
Florida man.
Florida attorney. She's got her liquor stuffed in her bra.
Your Honor, I have not been drinking at all. Don't assume my... Also, look, if you're strangely aroused and you think I also look like, Garth from, Wayne's World, that's a you thing. If I look like Garth with boobs, I don't know what to do. But also, Natty Light t-shirt, Goodwill Gods Provide. I needed a Florida man outfit.
Oh, you couldn't have
That
gotten
is
a better
amazing.
one. You couldn't have.
Oh my God, I love it.
All right, let's see what we're going to do. I'm looking to locals to help me balance the audio because I have had so many audio problems that I just can't even stand it. So I'm going to try and balance. Give me a 1, 2, 3, Deborah Salisbury.
1, 2, 3.
How's that, locals? Are we getting more even?
Hello. 1, 2, 3.
4, 5, 6.
Sorry. I'm feeling the festive. It's the holiday. We're all festive and having fun.
Oh my God. All right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to try and balance this. I hate StreamYard so much with their audio, you guys. I just can't even. Jeff says he's going to be here in 5 minutes. So we have 5 minutes to talk about random baloney, which, okay. So here's the thing. this is a very serious topic. I don't want you guys to think, oh, well, they're not taking this seriously just because we are joking around. Because the truth
Yes.
is that we need to joke around about this kind of topic, or we'll all want to self-delete.
Or we'll
You
all
either
wake up and
chuckle
choose
or you buckle.
violence.
or we'll wake up and choose violence. Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. I made that little video intro for a reason, because I wanted to give, for one, like a too long didn't read summary for people who might be new, but also it really is a problem what's happening in family court, in juvenile court, especially because it's so dang secretive. The secretive nature of family court is it should never happen in America. We should not have star chambers, secret courtrooms, closed doors, sealed documents. All of this stuff is very bad for freedom. It's very bad for justice, and we need to do something about it. So getting access to these transcripts is like a once in a lifetime, twice in a lifetime kind of opportunity. So I just wanted to make sure that we do this, that we read through it, that we shine light on it. Just like the video said, we shine light on this because this is really what it's about. We also like to ridicule the people involved because they did bad things to a family and caused them to suffer needlessly. And that has to stop. That has to stop. And that I'm hoping that by doing this and what we're doing, more people will become aware of what a joke the juvenile process really is. What were your takeaways, ladies, from last time's from the last dependency hearing, the shelter hearing that we read through?
I I still don't understand why the hospital was even there and had a say in any, like, why was anybody from the hospital even there? It had nothing to do with the hospital.
I know.
It doesn't
Was it
make
even a
sense to me.
hearing? It sounded like that she had her opinion. The judge was like, I'm going to take her. It didn't really even matter. They kind of had their little confab and things were already decided. It really didn't matter what the Kowalski's attorney said. She had already made up in her mind to listen to all the hearsay from everyone, not look at anything critically. So was it really a hearing? It was more like, oh, my friends told me something, so yay. Okay.
Exactly. Like, you're supposed, in a hearing, you're supposed to be hearing both sides. But it's like, nah, I'm just going to listen on one side. It's all right. We're cool.
Yeah, that's that all happened at a sidebar. And speaking of sidebars, we hope that Judge Hayward will not call a whole bunch of sidebars this evening. Hello, Judge.
Hey,
Legal
I'm all about the
devices.
bars. I've been in too many bars. Hello. Everybody looks so different today. I feel out of place.
Well, I'm not in costume yet. Here's the deal. If we get to my part, which is Sally Smith, I'll be reading the part of Sally Smith this evening. If we get to it, it's quite a ways down. But if we manage to get to it, here's what I promise. If we all read quickly through the first half, I will transform.
That's going to happen.
I will transform myself on stream into Sally Smith using my bruise kit from the Amber Heard trial, this little paintbrush, and a rubber band. Nothing else but these things and a rubber band. And I'm telling you, it's going to be good. I'm going to do Disney villain eyebrows that go like about up to here, and maybe do one higher than the other, so I always look like I'm doing the one eyebrow raise that she
No
does.
more wire hangers.
Yeah.
No.
Hey,
Jeff-
mommy dearest.
Jeff, tell me,
Yes.
were you in favor of the defense? There seems to be some controversy
Apparently.
going on over on your channel. Did you mean to give the impression that you were happy with the defense's motion about calling juror number one a member of the Yahtzee team?
I was just minding my own business, being asleep. I woke up, I go, all right, let's see what's happening on YouTube. And the first thing I was a message that said, Sorry, but I wasted my time listening to this live. You basically let the defense off, especially when you said you can kind of see their point regarding the Nazi crap. Not exact words, but close enough. Everything else you went over today has been already done by the best, and you are not of any of them. Shake my head.
Ooh. Oh. Ouch. And here I was I was
burn.
listening to every word that Jeff was saying because I happen to think Jeff is one of the best, and I don't like to miss out on what Jeff has to say about these things. I didn't get that impression when I heard you read through
I'm
the
not
Yahtzee
really
motion.
sure what part of I think they're horrible, disgusting, gross, despicable, unprofessional, and they're horrible, and I hate everything about the defense gave them that impression. I'm not sure what part of that they were looking for, but
It's hard to hear things.
Legal Vices as Judge Hayworth is not believable. He is
Yeah.
too jolly and Captain Glorious. I know it's
Yeah, that's
hard,
me.
but when he gets into character,
You have to go with the Rottenborn voice.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I
and
like
I
his
even used the
very
Rottenborn
boring.
voice for the defense yesterday. Gee.
Yeah, you did. You did. Dog Mom, welcome to the Fox Den. Uh-oh, you get the fun sound effect. Thanks for joining. And Unhung Hero says, "Hi, read it. Let's go." Oh, Reddit's going to take this extra hard, aren't they?
Extra large and extra hard.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to be so mad about the mullet. You have no idea.
I literally
be
said
like-
I hate everything about the defense.
I know. Laura wants to know, what was that? That was what the sound that a fox makes, Laura. That's what a fox sounds like.
That answers the question.
What does the fox say?
Yeah, that question.
Sounds like
that
a
is-
deliverance sounds to me.
Like Deliverance. Oh my God.
You got a pretty mouth there, Mo.
The soundboard is too quiet again. Oh, I can't
little
deal.
bit.
I can't deal with the
I
sounds.
still think I look like Garth with boobs, but that's just me.
Party
All right.
on.
Party on, Garth. Party on, Wayne. All right. Well, I can't do anything about the soundboard sound because I'm still screwing with it. We're having problems. All right. I'm going to open up the dependency court hearing thing, the transcript, and we are going to get started because we actually only need the four of us. MG is going to be here or maybe be here. I don't know if he's going to be here or not. However, we are looking for, yeah, here it is. All right, so it's weird because the second this transcript kind of starts in the middle of a conversation. So I don't know if the court transcript person, the what do you call the person who types the stuff? Come on, somebody help me. Stenographer. I don't know if she just wasn't there yet or what, but we are going to be starting with Deborah Salisbury, I believe.
Oh my sweet
Yes.
Jesus! How am I going to read this?
I'm going to make it bigger. Don't worry. I'm going to
That's
embiggen
what
it.
she
I was like,
Because
what-
Megan broke
That's
my
what she
glasses
said.
2 nights ago.
You keep blaming me for that, but you know what? I'll take it because that's really funny that it was because you
"Oh, I'm an
laughed too hard.
Esquire too."
I just kind of rolled over on my
Yes.
glasses.
Between breaking gender norms and stereotypes and beauty standards, I am just doing all the things tonight.
You are. You're doing all the things. All right. Is that too small, Jeff?
Well, that's a rather personal question.
That's what she said.
Phrasing.
Giggity.
Oh, Jeff's touching his buttons now.
Absolutely.
It's a button off. We're having a button
I
off.
mean buttons.
This P-word.
Touching all the buttons.
He's touching all the buttons.
Oh well. I've got to do this one. And you brought that one out.
Oh, nice to meet you, Mrs. Hello, my kid's from a sperm bank, since I can't keep a man because in addition to my jillion neuroses, I have a weird-looking vagina.
What is that from?
Archer.
Archer.
Oh, I
Oh
love
my
Archer.
God.
Anyway.
All right.
Sorry.
Anyway. All right. Getting back to the seriousness of this. This is very serious. All right.
Very
Super
serious.
serial.
Super
Clearly,
serious.
I support whatever the other guys have to say.
So we are starting right in the middle of a conversation. This is Miss Salisbury, played by Flux. Flux, can you read this, or do I need to get embiggen it more?
I
can't
think
even
it should
see
be
that.
okay.
All right, I can do it one more time. Let's see. Well, now it
I can
now
also
it went
embiggen
down.
my own screen. Because
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
using
that's
like
right.
an
I put
8-year-old
embiggen my-
prescription because you broke my glasses.
I didn't break your glasses. This is slander now. We're reaching a point where this is not. It's just not okay.
I'd
There.
like squint down
That's the
the bottom of my
perfect size.
glasses.
size.
Yeah, yeah.
That was
Ew.
the first size.
That's what she said.
Okay, Miss Salisbury, why don't you
All
get
right.
us started? This is the November 8th hearing. Now, if you remember, we left off last time. We were supposed to have an evidentiary hearing, and the next time we got together. Let's see if that happens, shall we? And scene.
Every time he appeared at the hospital, he was read a list of rules that he had to comply with. He had to sign a paper that the same rules. Could you make it just a tiny bigger?
Yeah.
Can you email
sorry.
this to me, Megan?
Yeah, it's on the Google Drive. I gave you all access to it. You didn't get it?
What?
No.
No, I didn't get
Okay,
it either.
I'm going to give you access to the Google Drive. Hold on a moment, please. Drive.google.com. And I
It's like,
gave
I
you
gave it to you all. You
I-
can't access the stuff I didn't give you access to. Well, sucks to
But
be
I
you.
did give you, but I did give you access to it. How do I share this though? Okay, share. Anyone with link, copy link, go to Twitter. This is not difficult. Twitter. All right, here we go. All right, folks, we are very professional here. Very professional.
Not even a little
An idiot
tipsy.
sandwich.
I am, yeah.
What is my problem?
All right, Jeff, I
All
have
of
the
sent it to
things.
all of you. You should have it now. And we are on page, because it's going to be past the first hearing and then past a bunch of gobbledygook. Page 57 of 634.
Oh. Wow.
Wow.
That's a lot of pages.
Well, that's
Wow,
because it's
they have a
every
full-on manifesto.
court transcript, every dependency court transcript in one document.
Ever.
Which is why I had to put. Marlena says I'm medium professional. You got it. That is absolutely right. That I am medium professional for sure.
I have like a very nearly a supercomputer and it's still loading. How long is this
Really?
document? There we go.
600 pages.
Yep, there
Go
we
to
go.
page
All right.
57. Start at page 57. Did you get it, Flux?
I did.
All
I've
right.
got
So
it.
you're okay. Page 57.
Oh wait, it just jumped to page 87. Hang on.
All right, folks. Please hold while we're getting our shit together. Please hold. That's not hold music. I got the wrong button. There we go. Bossa Nova.
All right, I'm good.
You know, I'm surprised there haven't been more, hysterical bouts of insanity to this music than.
I love this music. Are you kidding?
I
All right,
love
is everyone
right.
ready?
What page are we on again? 58?
57.
Well, I'm going to 58. I'll catch up to you.
Little number 4.
So basically 58.
Are we ready?
I'm ready.
We is.
Okay.
Now I can see it.
All right, Miss Salisbury. And
Alrighty, here we
scene.
go.
She makes good
Every
steaks.
time he appeared at the hospital, he was read a list of rules that he had to comply with. He told he had to sign a paper and the same rules or the visit would be canceled. Yesterday, Kyle's visit with his sister was suddenly canceled by the social worker, who I think was going to testify today. As Kyle was being driven across the Skyway Bridge to visit his sister, Kyle is 9 years old. Ooh. He has been denied sibling visitation, and for some strange reason, he has to be supervised too. These issues must be addressed by the court. I want the court to know that I have made repeated good faith efforts to resolve these issues by email and discussions with Attorney Leaf, and I have been ambushed and stonewalled. Maya's attorney agrees that she needs to have more contact with her brother and father right now. In fact, on page, are we?
Yeah, on you're going
Oh, that
down
was
to
4.
the.
Okay, 5. Okay.
So now you're on 5. Yeah.
And in fact, on page 24 of the transcript, line 16 through 18 of the shelter hearing transcript, you will see that the CPI indicated CPI, whatever. What is that?
Masika.
Masika.
That's her name. She's that's an investigator, Masika.
Oh, okay. CPI Masika indicated, quote, "Dad hasn't caused any issues at the hospital. He's always been appropriate with the child." Those are issues that we want to preliminary put on the record. The other thing that I want to put on the record today that I have concerns about, as I do in any hearing, I would prefer that all attorneys in this case make proper ejections on the record. And by that, I mean no speaking objections where you tip the witness's hand. And so that's my last thing I'd like to address.
I noticed the arraignment set for tomorrow. Could we arraign today, do you think?
I don't see why not, if you can set the date.
Ms. Leaf.
Seeing as the parents are here, I don't see there being a problem.
You can't do that voice.
I'm sorry.
Yes, she can. Yes, she can. Yes, she can.
Can't do that voice.
I will do my regular voice.
No, you have to do it. It's hilarious. It's like testosterone voice. Like you've been taking the shots down at Planned Parenthood for a while.
Allegedly.
Oh God, you can't do that
I'm
voice.
working on one testicle.
We'll never get through another line if you do this voice.
Okay.
Oh God. All right. I'm okay.
I can't break Jeff, so
No. All right.
No,
I'm
he'll
ready
get
for
over it.
now.
He'll get it. We had to sit through his
I'm
Elaine,
ready for
which every time he did it, I was in fits of giggles. He broke me like 8,000 times. Give it a whirl.
Give it a
So-
whirl. Yeah, no, I'm ready for it now.
Okay, now he's ready for it. Okay, ready,
I
Mo?
still can't drink, but now, but Megan, you have to do a voice similar to this because we all know from yesterday that Sally Smith had a cigarette voice.
Oh yeah, right. Well, I know how to do that because I can just go into my handy dandy voice mod and I can
No.
change the pitch.
Just
I can change my pitch.
Marge Simpson's sister, Selma. Patty.
Look, what if I just go to? Isn't there like a pitch thing here? I'm sure there is. I'll find it.
No,
Sally
let's go.
doesn't
All
come
right.
out for a while.
Okay, I'm ready for it now.
okay. Seeing as the parents are here, I don't see
You're a
there
truck
being a
driver,
problem.
not a lawyer.
Okay, sorry.
But a Florida man lawyer.
Whew, all right.
Line 23, Salisbury.
Truck driver Sally, go ahead.
23.
Oh, line 23?
Yeah. On page
Okay, sorry. I just
5.
or we could do it Thursday.
Let her finish speaking, please.
I don't see there being a problem with that. And one of the issues was whether or not we could continue that arraignment out until the proceedings are done.
Well, there was a motion for expedited arraignment or filing right. I'm getting used to it.
Okay.
Miss
Salisbury.
Salisbury.
Wait, I thought we were on page set. Or are we not on
6.
Oh,
We're on
6.
6 now.
I went back up all to the top already.
Yeah, gotta go down.
Yes, sir.
You got to follow the numbers. Excuse me.
You know, I could do that. Although
Okay.
in the army is notoriously bad for counting. No, can't
You're a
count.
painter,
Soldiers
though.
Can't count.
Think paint by numbers. We're in square 6. We're using
Jeff,
color
I'm a
number
real
6.
artist.
She's
I
already
don't
been
paint by
drinking, though.
numbers.
She's already ahead.
Oh, that's right. She got into the soju.
How's this? No, it's not low enough. It sounds like me.
Mm.
Lower.
It's got to be deeper
No.
and
A
raspier.
bit deeper than that. There's no smoker voice. How about this one? No, that sounds like an alien.
You got to get one of those, like, it's got to be the robot one for those people who have smoked too much and now have, like, the hole in their throat. So that you talk like this
From the
all the
South Park
time
guy.
because you have to touch your voice box when you speak.
These are all of the things we should have done before we started this stream. Line
Okay.
page 6,
13, right.
line 13.
Right.
Welcome to my world.
Right.
Quiet,
Where-
quiet, quiet.
Which line are we on?
14. It's the court.
So let me just ask, Ms. Lee. In regards to the shelter review, what witnesses or what evidence do you wish to present today?
I like that. That's interesting.
There would be evidence from Dr. Sally Smith pertaining to the issues that were brought forward in this case that have been listed in the 2A and traditional records reviewed that she conducted. There will be testimony from all Children's Hospital social worker. The one thing that has not been brought up to this point has been the prior agreement that the individuals that are out of the country or county, because I can read, medical staff that would be able to testify by phone. So Miss Beatty has, and all the Children's Hospital social worker, she has been subpoenaed for a hearing 2:30 at Hillsborough County. She does have the ability of a notary with her that she can testify by phone. That is based on a prior arrangement by the parties. That's how we are proceeding with her. Then we have
Hey, excuse me. What is her name? What's her name? Tell me
Her
your name. Tell me
name-
your stupid name.
her name is Kathy Beatty.
She's the worst Beatty. She's the stupidest Beatty. I'm the best Beatty. All right.
And then we would have testimony from the investigations. And then there's a question, Your Honor.
Are you talking about CPI?
By CPI, that's correct.
Do we have names? Can we use our name?
There is a Pinellas County CPI. Her name is Julie, but I can't pronounce her last name. It's
I couldn't either.
Mulikanaki, something foreign. Okay. But I believe there's an accurate spelling for that. And then we would also have an investigator here from Sarasota, Lindsay Massacre, and possibly a fifth witness that's a family support worker from investigations. The intent of her testimony would be to bring the court up to speed with regards to reasonable efforts that the department has made. However, given the motions that Ms. Salisbury has filed at the last minute yesterday, not providing any parties with reasonable notice with regards to that written requesting that they be heard. In fact, setting it on an amended notice for the hearing today and Thursday, the department is cautious as to what evidence needs to be presented today because we do not want to be seen as having opened the door for any consideration regards to Ms. Salisbury's motion, given the fact that we had no notice of that. That is, this hearing is solely for the purpose of a shelter review. And we do not want any testimony that's elicited for a valid reason, which is why we are before the court, to be misconstrued to allow her to make the arguments which she just made before the court. Even agreed whether or not we could make those court motions today.
I like Miss Salisbury. She makes the greatest steaks in those TV dinners. They're the best steaks, Miss Salisbury. In other words, you want to limit it simply to the shelter review.
Specifically to the shelter review and the issues pertaining to the possible cause. Yes, Your Honor.
And the issues that Ms. Salisbury just raised, you say were done yesterday?
Correct, Your Honor. They were filed, I believe, yesterday morning. And there was no request for the parties with regards to the hearing time. A little bit bitchy, isn't it? A little bit.
A little bit. Mm-hmm.
It was an amended notice of the hearing and it was filed in conjunction with the orders. I find it ironic that Miss Salisbury is arguing that she had to protect due process rights of her clients, but all parties in this proceedings, including the department and the guardian ad litem and the child, have due process rights and the opportunity to be heard on these matters and afforded the opportunity to prepare adequately for those matters, especially with the allegations that she's raised in her motions, alleging that I myself have behaved unprofessionally, bitch, which
There's
she
gonna
has
be a
already brought up
throwdown.
before the court. And I also find it ironic that she's brought up discovery issues, which this department has been very transparent with regards to the documents that we have received in our possession. Yet it was Miss Salisbury's office who would not provide discovery in response to our demands until I gave her a final notice yesterday. Kind of bitchy. Saying the deadline was for today. I still haven't received it. Recipients, receipts, ma'am. And as a courtesy, I request that you provide it by 3 o'clock today. So that I may attempt to review the records that are in your possession. That was hurting my voice, y'all. Before today's hearing. Now those documents are provided to my office. However, I have not had the time to review them. That goes against fundamental practice of law, and we are essentially going forward to trial by ambush. Now I have given everything in my possession at the time that they have come into my possession. Miss Salisbury may not agree or like the fact that I didn't get the records as quickly as she wanted, but that's what I have. What I have is what has been given to me, and it has been an extraordinary effort to try to get the information that we have. I don't disagree with her in regards to her efforts from the All Children's Hospital, because I myself have had an issue getting a response from the subpoena, but that
Well,
wasn't
that's
until yesterday
shocking
morning
that J. Hatch doesn't return documents when
that the
subpoenaed.
child
Shocking.
protective investigator provided me with the records that they had obtained.
What's your position regarding Ms. Salisbury's request to dismiss the petition as to Kyle?
Well, Your Honor, I think it's pretty clear from the shelter position that was filed that the shelter was being sought for Maya. Did you even read that? Your Honor, you're the court. Am I doing your job for you? I believe in one of the paragraphs it specifically states that the shelter is as to Maya Kowalski. Christ almighty. And that Kyle was not subject to that. However, the reason he was included on the petition was for the CPT evaluation, and the department requested at the time of shelter hearing, which Judge Dees granted. Based off of that evaluation, the department did not have to file allegations because we don't have information regards to him. So he was never sheltered by the department. We didn't have to kidnap him, just the chick. There was an order for him to do a CPT evaluation. We all need to be on the same page if we're going to steal children, okay? There has been no other protective action taken on behalf of that child. So I see it as a non-issue because even the shelter order clearly states it's only for the chick, Maya, who is placed in the department's protective supervision, not Kyle.
So you're saying that you made efforts to get the records from all children's, but if there was a delay, it was on the department's side. It was on the hospitals.
Correct.
Right. Can I
Your
sniff the
Honor,
children?
Miss Salisbury made some other arguments. Broads are always talking. First, I'll go briefly into the issue with regards to her motion to show cause against CPT. Again, the department is objecting to that being heard today because of lack of notice. Also, the motion requires service upon the CPT agency. I don't believe that's been affected within the last 24 hours. And the CPT is represented by their own counsel, not me. Okay? Who has the right to be able to review the motion and prepare their own witnesses and assess whatever else needs to go forward. You're not new.
Well, let's pause on that. Ms. Salisbury, how do you suggest we go forward on the CPT issue without her speaking a little bit quicker, a little bit faster? Are we ever going to get through this?
No.
What line are we on? Is that
I
20.
I'm
18?
just making this shit up. as
Page
I go.
18? Oh, no, 20
I'm
is me.
adding
20.
stuff.
I'm only asking to issue an order to show cause for us to have a hearing the other day on that. That's all I'm asking for.
Well, have you provided any sort of notice to the CPT folks that you're doing that?
I have not provided notice because I was going to serve them with the order to show cause. I believe is proper procedure. And then they will appear before the court or explain why they haven't provided the records.
Okay. So you're trying to get that heard when?
When the court will issue an order to show cause where they can appear before the court and answer why they haven't provided the records on any other time or date.
All right.
That's all I'm seeking.
What's the status of their production of records at the moment?
All I have is a disc that I have retrieved by my by having a staff member drive to St. Pete with medical records.
You have a disc. Like how that's a statement.
Absolutely.
Like that's a statement, not a you have a disc. Congratulations.
Congratulations, you have a disc.
You have a disc. Have you
It's a
reviewed the
disc.
disc?
Absolutely.
Does it contain the relevant material?
It contains medical records. It does not contain any of the typical CPT records that are kept in the course of an investigation. Provided to me routinely in an investigation like this.
Well, do you know if their routine is the same as Sarasota?
Well, since they come under the statute and they are certain documents that they're supposed to produce under the statute, I would think that they would have to be the same documents. And I have that order in the file, and it lists all the documents that they're supposed to produce in it. But they did not produce any of those.
Well, I guess I have to adopt the pose, huh? Well, are those documents going to be bearing on the issues we're trying to consider today?
I believe they would be, but they haven't been produced. There's a whole list of documents they're supposed to produce. Such as the case progress notes, assessment activity reports, supervisory case review documentation, case disclosure documents. Now, maybe they don't have that yet because they haven't closed it, but typically they produce what they can and then give the updated ones. Secondary, CPT assists reports, any drawings, any documentation is to any DCF contract providers. That documentation was shared, like when they called in the psychiatrist to do this, he was
Your Honor.
He was.
Oh, okay. There we are. Sorry, I was on page 16. Okay. He was whatever the hell you were saying. If I grant the motion you're asking for, that evidence will not be before me today.
No.
So we're going to have to proceed on what we have today, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
And I will have the trial by fire on that.
Well, that's fine.
Well, and as I've told everyone, Your Honor, I don't have that disc. We don't have the luxury of having someone who could drive up to Pinellas County on Friday. I don't believe that the guardian has that disc as well. My understanding is that Dr. Smith was going to provide that to the parties today.
Before we proceed further, I say, Ms. Leaf, I'm pleased that your emphysema seems to be clearing up.
It was
Now,
a
let me ask this
miracle.
question. Let me ask this question. Here we are. You've requested a day and a half for this, and apparently some of the evidence that the parents say they need is not available at the moment. Why don't we just cut to the chase and set a trial date? What would you say you do, Ms. Leaf? Why don't we just cut to
I
the
agree, Your
say?
Honor.
You do here.
Steal children.
do the arraignment. Let them deny it. Let's get this thing done instead of messing around with these kinds of issues.
Because my clients are being denied contact with their child and they wanted a shelter review under the law.
That's fine. But I'm thinking maybe we should set an expedited trial date.
My clients, I've discussed that with them. I've discussed that with my clients repeatedly. Pursuant to Chapter 39, they wanted an evidentiary shelter review.
I'm not trying to deny them that. I'm trying to move past that. But we'll have a shelter. We'll have a shelter review today.
Oh, he's basically saying it's not going to go
I
their
don't care
way.
about that. That's not
We
important.
want to get to the trial. But see, the shelter, the evidentiary hearing for the shelter means they might not have to go to trial. He's already just moving on to the trial. I mean, this is, you know what this is?
Bullshit.
Just like a dude to skip foreplay and try to get right to it. That's why I stick with
Extra
chicks.
large and extra hard.
Hello.
But
Heyo.
that's so awful. I'm not trying to deny them that, but I'm going to deny them that. I'm trying to move past it. Wow.
Wow.
And look at this next sentence. Oh, Jeff, look what's coming. Oh, whoops.
Phrasing.
We'll have a shelter review today. They may not like the result. They may not like the result. I don't know how it's going to turn out, just looking down the road. So even with the shelter review, I doubt the department's going to back off and just dismiss everything. So you're probably looking at a trial in any event, aren't you?
Well,
Even so. Yeah.
even so, good Lord, that is a terrible thing for a judge to say. Sorry.
I know. Of course it is. But they already know what's going to happen. They've already got it mapped out. This is not. It's not.
Yeah,
it's
the
not
judge
fair.
does
This is
give
not a
two
trial.
shits. Holy shit.
They have made up their mind. Him saying, I doubt the state's going to back off. Well, you know what, Judge? You could
Wow.
make the state back off during this
Yeah.
evidentiary hearing. If you heard evidence that was like, well, the state's evidence is bullshit, you could tell them to back the fuck off. What is this? Where this judge is, I'm sure the state's just not going to back off. So what do you want me to do about it? You're the damn judge.
Can't
Holy
he order them
shit.
to back off if they don't have the right stuff?
Yes.
Deny. Sit down.
That's what I want to hear from a judge. I don't want to
Yes.
hear this garbage. You know?
This is bull.
It's horrible. All right, where were we at?
I have no idea.
Oh, here, Salisbury, line 1, page 17.
Page 17.
Yeah, she's about to tell him.
Wait, no, we're on
Well,
19.
No, we're on
No,
1625.
we went from, well, even so, Your Honor's job
Ah.
today is to balance
All right.
all the rights. This is where we are.
Wait, I thought.
Here, it goes from, 16, right here, to the next page, which is 17
Oh,
to
okay,
the
yeah,
left.
no, I was still on 16. Okay, I gotcha.
Okay.
I'm good. Well, but even so, Your Honor's job today is to balance all the rights of all the parties in the courtroom, including the child. And so because they won't back off doesn't mean that you can't deny the shelter and leave the child at least in the care of one of the parents, if not both.
Yeah, duh.
Right?
Okay.
It's like he was saying, well, since the state's pursuing it, I can't do shit. I can't do anything. because the state's going to do something, so I can't do anything.
Oh, no, why? I hate to tell you, these are real judges. These are judges in the juvenile proceedings.
Our
Ugh.
proceedings here are so juvenile too. So
Yeah,
What
I
is
mean,
my problem?
Holy cow.
we are only slightly exaggerating the proceedings that went on in real life.
Only slightly.
Line
Wow.
7. All right,
may I
moving
continue
on.
now?
Yes, line 7, court.
Okay. Well, I understand. You get everything you want today. You're still looking at a trial, and I'm trying to say, let's get it on. They're in agony. Who else might be in agony in this scenario? I wonder, Judge. They're in agony because they're being deprived of their child, and the government's saying that they have a reason to do that. And even if you get everything you're asking for today, the department's going to go forward. I'm just asking if it's possible to get this thing on a fast track so we don't have to languish and the child be in limbo for months.
Well, we can't get our visitation rates either. That's being run over by the department.
Well, we might be able to resolve that today.
Okay, let me...
I'm trying to look past that.
Do you want me to take a break and discuss that with my clients?
I'm fine with... Does the Guardian have a position?
I'll be Mr. Monahan.
See, Your Honor, we're here for a shelter review. They're entitled to a shelter review. It's a very low burden of proof and of probable cause. We're fine with fast-tracking this. I believe that all this evidence that was to come out today, which I know that Miss Leaf got it late yesterday afternoon, I haven't seen the motions that were sent this morning. I was shown this morning the motion that Miss Salisbury wanted to be heard today. I was shown a packet of documents which I cursorily looked at. There's no way I could actually review them and have any meaningful arguments to this court because they're just too voluminous. I think we'd be better served, and I think the child would most definitely be better served if we were able to actually review all the evidence in this case, have a full trial, which is the parent's right. And I agree with Your Honor, the state's not going to back off on this. I believe that the position of the Guardian right now, based on what we've seen with the 2 visits with the child, it's not appropriate to back off at this point in time either. So we're fine with an expedited track.
Court?
I'm
What?
I'm just trying not to laugh at because apparently Stephen Hawking entered the courtroom.
Hey, he died of Lou Gehrig's disease.
I know. That's kind of like why I was wondering how he got in here.
I just grabbed one of the guys I saw on the voice mod, okay?
All right. Well, but before I continue, I probably should put up the "Please speak into the microphone" sign.
Wait, yes! Let me see. Oh my god!
Please speak into the microphone.
Oh
you got to have that.
Oh my god!
I told you we're a juvenile here too. This is the juvenile
For
court.
those of you who do not get the reference, that is a parody of the sign that's in Judge Carroll's courtroom that literally no one can figure out. It just looks like someone about to give a blow job. It's ridiculous.
You need to bring up the actual picture so people don't think more ill of me than they normally do.
I know. It literally looks like that, you guys. Just Google Judge Carroll's courtroom. You'll see it. I don't know. I can't pull it. I don't have a picture off the right at my fingertips.
You're not doing
God's
anything. We're
sake,
doing all
Jeff.
we're doing all the work here.
For God's sake, Jeff. You always have so many things you want me to do. Is there anything else I can do for you tonight? For fuck's sake, Jeff. I'll see if I can find it. God. I'm gonna lock you in your sleep.
What the hell is that? Oh What the hell is that?
That's his doll voice.
Oh, that's so creepy. All right, let's see. Judge
My haunted
Carol.
Oh,
Can't
All right.
find his courtroom. I can't find it. All right, I'll find it in when you guys are reading. Just start reading already. We're never
Somebody
going
in
to get
locals,
through this.
somebody in locals probably already has it posted.
Oh yeah, right. I should check locals. Oh my God, we have a picture of Judge Hayworth. Check this out. Wait, present, share screen. Oh my gosh, this is Judge Hayworth. He looks like a pud and a half.
Oh my God.
It's the best job I ever owned. Is that a real quote, or locals, did you do that? That can't be a real quote. Did locals do that?
I owned that job.
Oh, there's the sign behind him. There's the sign. There's the sign. Look, there's the sign, folks, right there.
You can make it bigger than that, can't you?
No,
That's what she said.
that's what she said.
That's what she said.
And they even have him sort of cupping the balls. That's very nice of
Yeah.
him,
Look,
too.
I can't get it any bigger than that.
That's what she said.
Large and extra hard.
Phrasing.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. Do not drink every time we say we're never going to get through this. You will be dead by morning.
I might
People are
start
saying to
drinking
check
every time we
locals.
say that.
Yeah, right. And I should not check locals because then I will get distracted.
Well,
by
they
all
might have a
the-
better
We'll
picture
never
of the
get done.
sign. I need to be
Oh.
vindicated so people don't think I'm just a complete perv for no reason whatsoever. They already suspect it. I don't want to confirm it.
Look at this. I don't know. I should have been looking at locals, and now I'm going to get distracted by the memes. Oh, it's palpable. I tell you, it's palpable. I'm
Ugh.
drinking, Jeff. I'm drinking again for
Yes.
the drinking whiskey again for the first time since our Thanksgiving stream. I was not able to look at what the hell is this, locals? Oh, you're gonna have to make that bigger. I can't share it. It's too small with the wig on Jeff. It's funny, Judge Hayworth
what she said.
with the wig.
That's what she said.
All right, here's the sign. Here it is. Here's a close up of the sign.
See, I'm not making it up.
All right, now hold yours up again, Jeff.
All right, hang on. Wait, we gotta flip this.
It's the wrong way. That looked so much worse when you had it turned. See, it's very
Same.
similar. It's very. Oh God! Look at this one. Look at this one. Speaking to the mic slowly.
But why is the arm? What is the arm doing?
I think the arms
He's
like
gripping it by the base. So it can-
yeah.
I
make
mean,
sure
I
that
like
it's
that
stable, you know?
the ball.
Lux, you'd have no
attention,
idea
but I
what your
just-
hands are doing.
Porcelain Thunder wants to know, why is Jeff so big and black?
Phrasing.
Extra large and extra hard.
Okay, we have to
Yeah.
get that.
Skip the end.
Let's go. Let's
Fascinating
go.
story. Any chance you're nearing the end?
Oh, I'm sobering up. This is sad.
Oh no. Don't do that. Just drink more. Okay. Oh, all right. Where were we?
It's Flux's theme song first, though. Gotta have
Uh-oh.
Flux's theme song.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
drunk I could barely see. What it helps me get to another day.
Hell yeah.
All right. This is a serious matter we're discussing.
Oh God.
Yeah, I
Okay.
will definitely not take shots for money. No.
I will. I'm. Oh, speaking of money, there was a super chat I missed. Chicago Jan, thanks for the super chat. Says, I'm laughing so hard at the voices that I can't even follow what anyone is saying. Oh no. Well, that
Don't worry,
defeats the purpose.
We can't either. Don't worry
We
about it.
remember what we're saying.
No, I'm following. This is all all you need to know is it's all very corrupt. It's very bad, very corrupt. Okay. Very
Yes.
corrupt. It's the most corrupt thing you've ever heard.
Because you are a corrupt person. You're the most corrupt.
It's very corrupt. It's very bad. And it's all a bunch of
Bullshit.
Okay. Where were we?
I have no idea. It's my turn.
I think we were over here on
line
19.
3.
Yeah. Somewhere on page 19.
Now I got to figure out what Hayward's voice is now that I've seen him.
I really like the Biden voice personally. I think that
Alright.
worked. He looks like a
Yeah.
guy who sniffs kids.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a guy that would like talk like this.
Well, let me be clear
Yes,
here.
well, well.
I'm not talking about doing anything that interferes with the parents' rights to have a shelter hearing today, okay?
I thought that was a video. I didn't know that was Jeff. That's our position.
Position's that. You're entitled to have that.
That's what she said.
You're entitled to have the microphone. I'm saying look down the road to see if there's some way we can get this resolved, at least in an expedited fashion.
And there's no reason why we why the court cannot take judicial notice of the testimony from today in a subsequent trial.
I know. Yeah. But I think given the history here, I have to have everything pretty much by the book. I don't know if I'll take judicial notice. I don't know if I'll be the judge. I don't know if I am a judge. Who am I? Why am I here?
I am a judge.
What I was going to suggest, so go ahead and talk to your clients about this expedited trial again. You're going to have your hearing today and maybe Thursday if we need it. But
We need it Thursday. I have many witnesses. I have doctors who have agreed to testify. I've gone through great efforts to clear their calendars.
Jeff, the Biden voice is just missing you petting your own leg there. I don't know what that means. This is terrible.
Oh God.
That's fine. I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. I just want to see what their position is and try to get an expedited trial because I can coordinate with Judge D's office, D's nuts office.
D's nuts.
See if one step ahead of it. See if I'm available. Give them the comfort of knowing that this is not going to drag on forever because I like drag, regardless of what happens on the shelter review. Okay,
Okay, just
for 5 minutes.
okay, thank you.
All
rise.
All right, let's see. Where are we? End
Back on the
transcription.
record.
All right.
We're back on the record. You all be seated.
My clients understand.
Do you want to wait for them?
No. My clients understand that the court
No. Oh, Judge.
No. My clients understand that it is the court's preference to go ahead and set an expedited trial. It is very, very difficult to clear hearing times with everybody. And, you know, we're heading into the holiday season where I was told you had no more dates for November. I have a big trial in Manatee Court in December. So, you know, that may be problematic in itself, kind of, probably. Definitely 100%. But once the huge problem, but the one huge problem here is that it's going, hold on, I lost my place. But the one huge problem here is that it's going on, is that the department, we want to resolve the visitation issue. And I will present to your honor that the target of the dependency case is really largely the mother. And I have my Dr. Duncan has largely finished their testing and their evaluations, checking checking their collaterals. The delay is the department. They haven't provided the information. They have and they think that because they haven't had a chance to get the information that you should just leave Maya not seeing her family indefinitely until you get around to it. I've tried to work that out on a break. So it is my proposal, my proposal is this: that we have a hearing on Thursday morning with Dr. Duncan when she was supposed to testify, and that you make a decision then. Because the order specifically states, and I don't think, is that the right page? Yeah, okay. States, and I don't think that the order was written properly and consistently. And I don't think that it was intentional. But the order doesn't state that the psychological of the child was to be done by somebody on the staff at All Children's. But I believe the order specifically states as soon as the psychologicals were done, that, the court would look at the visitation issue. And if you see the transcript, Judge D's Nuts said that she'd even take a verbal. She would take
what she said.
What?
Edible. Didn't take an oral.
I wanted to make that joke, but I didn't. We're all 12 here. She would take a verbal on the psychologicals. I've tried to talk to DCF about CLS about it. Their position is they would need to review the reports and everything. They want to drag this out. And that's the problem with delaying the true shelter hearing, because the parents are kept separated from the child and the child is suffering. If Mr. Kelly were here, and it is in the medical records that the child is suffering from being separated from her parents. If you want to separate the mother, it's killing her, but she'll stay separated if she has to. But he's no problem. They stated that the shelter hearing, he's never been a problem. He's never behaved inappropriately. He'll sign any visitation contract you put in front of him. I've met Kyle when he met Mr. Kelly. Kyle is a very well-behaved 9-year-old child. And I think if Kyle had the rules explained to him, he would probably be bright enough to understand and sign a contract. He did very well at the CPT interview. The fact that they're making him sign a contract to see his sister, like,
Yeah, what the actual crap?
what is happening? There's no reason to continue to keep Maya so isolated that she can't have normal visitation and a normal relationship with her brother and her father. It's harming her future, and that's why we need a shelter review. That's the issue.
Again, I'm not addressing whether or not you're gonna get your shelter review. I've been able to had a visit just a few minutes ago with a court administrator. He's authorized 4 days. I'm opening up my calendar. I just want to stay on the issue of trying to get a trial date that would work calendar-wise for the parties.
Where does that leave us with visitation?
We're gonna address that. I'm not making any ruling.
What
Oh, I
did
already
you say
read
you
that.
do here?
Why am I here?
You do here.
We're going to address that. I'm not making any ruling. What I see as inevitable is a trial date. How many times do I have to say it? I think to get this done and done quickly, I need to just go ahead and see if we can set that. Without
Your Honor.
prejudice to your positions on the shelter, okay? So again, with having to things around.
Your Honor, are we wanting to set the dates now? because there's a couple of other responses we're waiting that the department had to do the things that Miss.
No. I'm trying to stay on one point here. The point that we're going to go to trial, right?
I know. One thing I know. I understand. I just crayons. One thing. I just wanted to make you aware.
I'm aware. We don't give you a chance to respond.
The other thing is that whatever dates are set, we then have to make sure all these experts can be lined up again.
Exactly. And again, I'm assuming that everybody is going to try to work assertively to try to get that to happen. So the week of December 12th, the week of December 9th, the 19th.
What are you saying when you say the week? Any day?
February.
Or 4 days. Just pick any of those 4 days, the 12th and the 19th. That's the week before Christmas. Then we have the week after Christmas. And then we have the week after Christmas. And then the week after the week after the week after Christmas. I had lots of weeks, which happens to be 4 days before New Year's. So I have those 3 weeks for consideration, and that's without even getting into January, which I can do, because there's weeks in January too. But I prefer not to. I want to get it done if we can. I think it's this year, because this is the United States and
You're wrong.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him.
Joe Tato says, "Why does Jeff look and sound different?" He's using a voice mod.
I'm in character.
When did Joe Biden become the judge? Just today. It just
right now.
worked out. It just worked out. I'm still trying to pick my Sally Smith voice.
Your Honor.
This? No, she does sound demonic.
Good one though.
How
It
about
sounds
What
like
was
divine.
the
higher?
third week you said?
How about here? How about here?
That
No,
sounds
I
like a
think the
great
first
drag
one was
queen
the
voice.
best.
Like a what?
Great drag queen voice.
I can't
something
find
drag
the
queeny.
smoked
Say something
too
drag
many
queeny.
packs of cigarettes voice.
That's it. That's a perfect one. That's like
Yeah,
the
that's
drag
what you
queen who
got right now.
smokes.
Yeah.
Seriously, say something drag queeny.
Say, "What's
Let
up,
me try-
sugar? How you doing?"
What?
Say, I look beautiful.
I look beautiful.
I'm fierce
yeah,
and
got it.
stunning.
Stop it.
It's
Say,
ma'am.
I Bud Light.
It's ma'am.
That's it. Stunning and brave. I'm
Oh
right.
God! It's either that or it's
Gonna be
It's going to be this because this is the only other
No.
one that I
No,
have.
no, you gotta go back to the drag queen voice. It's the drag queen voice.
okay.
Oh my god.
Dr. Sally Smith. All right.
Sally's bodacious tatas.
Oh my god.
Oh
Whole
God!
Reddit is going to be so upset.
Megan is transitioning to the Yahtzee. I mean, Sally Smith. All right, if we
If
get
you
through
could
this,
find
I
him.
will literally transition into Sally Smith. I will do it on camera. It will be hilarious, but we have to get through this. What line are we
About-
on?
What page does that happen on? Just
Okay, 10. So,
Sit down.
Listen, I don't know what page it happens on, but we have to get through this. We have 2 more hours.
God.
Oh, Rumble. Hey, Rumble. What's going on, Rumble? They're sending Rumble rants. Rumble,
20 minutes ago.
how are ya? Johnny Reb sent a Rumble rant. Says, "I see that you liked my meme. Take a smooth sip of whiskey for me because it's a crime to waste good whiskey on a shot. The cringe of wasting whiskey is palpable." All right, a sip. Mm-hmm.
I have to drive later. I would join you.
Johnny Reb
I'm
sent another one that says,
soju, so it's like water. Y'all can send me money and I'll just keep shooting this back like it's water. It's terrible.
Johnny Reb also says, the judge should be tarred and feathered and rolled in nettles and poison ivy. Ooh,
Rolled in nettles.
Nettles is terrible.
Nettles
Wow.
are
Like
terrible.
stinging nettle is the worst.
The worst. I stepped on one this
Yeah.
summer when I was going to kayaking, and I had my shoes off because I was pulling my kayak into the water. And OMG, you step on one of those, and it's nothing but swear words for an hour. It
I saw a Boy
hurts.
Scout Boy Scout trip, and then we were running through some bushes, and I tripped and fell into an entire patch of it.
Was that in
were your legs
Scranton?
hairy at that time?
Did your dad tell you that?
It's not even.
Was that in
It's not
between
even
being a
something
truck driver and being
Yeah.
raised by the Puerto Ricans and the Jewish community and the Asian community and fighting for freedom fighters and talking to Mandela?
Locals is doing it again. Think we're gonna get through the hearings? Voice mods. Oh man. Listen, I allotted 3 hours for this today and we're only on hour 1. So I feel like we're doing well. I feel like we're doing well.
We're 15 pages in.
We're Oh man. All right, where are we at? Where are we at, folks?
What was the third
My-
week? It's my line.
All right, here, hold on. I'm pulling it back up. I am pulling it back up.
That's what she said.
All right.
Your Honor, what was that third week you said?
It's the week after Christmas. It starts the 27th.
I'm getting
Oh.
off. Sorry, I'm off.
That's what she
I have
said.
some time off already.
Well,
So I'm available the week of the 12th.
Guardian.
Oh, it's me. It's Mr. Monahan. Crap, where'd my Monahan voice go? We'll just try this one instead.
Why is there background effects? Okay, let's turn that off. Mr.
Wow,
Monahan, I'm
Why do we have drag queen voice mods?
the 12th is best for us, Your Honor.
Wait. Is it
Why-
it me?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's you.
yes, it is.
22.
But we all have the hearings on Wednesday, so we wouldn't be available to do it on Wednesday.
Well, we've got.
Unless I can get coverage. And Mr. Kelly too. He has hearings. And we normally cover for each other. And he would be here on behalf of the child.
Well, okay. That do those 4 days.
All right,
that
listen,
week.
this is like 4 more pages of when are we going to do this? We're skipping that. It's all about when are we going
no.
to do it? Yeah, sorry, we're
Okay.
skipping it.
But
Wait,
Skip to the end.
no. Wait, we
We're
don't get to
skipping.
hear about their schedules?
No, I don't want to hear about
Yes.
scheduling for these people.
I want to make dumb voices.
All right, let's see. Court, all right, tentatively review the issue. All right, let's start here with the court right here, line 18, the issue
What
of the
page?
telephone appearances. Page 29,
29.
line
18.
21, or line 18. 29, line 18. 29, line 18. Box 29, line 18.
The issue of the telephone appearances, video
Yes.
appearances is pending, been resolved, and that should do it for that. Now the witness rule has been invoked. If we have any witnesses present who are not parties, they need to exclude themselves and we to be called.
And Your Honor, if we can just address
Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ms. Leaf. You're
another issue that Miss Salisbury brought up at the beginning was that she had to subpoena the child to testify in court. What she was stating tomorrow afternoon, but I think she actually means the 10th in the afternoon. Women.
See.
The child is party to the case, and they can call whatever witnesses they want. However, we're dealing with a child that is at All Children's Hospital. I've spoken to the social worker. We can elicit testimony with regards to this later today, but the transportation of the child to the court is physically going to require medical transport. She can provide some more specifics with regards to the issues as it pertains to Maya's treatment, and the treating physicians have recommended they do have Skype capabilities at All Children's Hospital. It's not like it's Guam, to where
Is
she
that where they
could.
make Guami bears?
It might tip over, yes. Via Skype, as my understanding is that the courtroom has the technology to be able to receive. So we would be asked or receive that as well. So we would be asking at the minimum
I'll receive
that
that
be
ask.
conducted. I know.
Well,
And we would be asking that there be some parameters put in place with regard to the child's testimony. The rules of juvenile procedure allow the court to put in place parameters with regards to examination of a child witness. Clearly, we found out about the child being or the parents wanting the child to testify yesterday. No. So the department hasn't been able to file a motion, meaning we can't get anyone to lie for us, with regards to an in-camera review. But given the allegations that are pending, we can't make shit up, the psychological nature of what's happening, at least what the allegations are of what is happening, we would ask that there be an in-camera review of what the of the child that happens outside the parent's presence. Come on. There's a no contact order that's in place between the child and the mother. To have her testify in front of the mother while that's going on would essentially negate the purpose of why we are kidnapping this child. I mean, why the no court contact order is in place. While there is a supervised contact with the father, it inherently puts the child in a position to feel the need to appease the parents and or put her in a psychological turmoil like we give a shit. But the allegations are surrounding this. Allegations are that it's
Munchausen by proxy.
Munchausen's by proxy, and she believes that this condition is because someone has told her that she has it. But by having her testify in front of people,
the allegations are that it's CRPS, that she believes she has this condition because somebody has told her that she has.
Why is it
I wonder why-
redacted?
I don't know. Oh, because because this went in front of the jury. This went to the jury if they wanted to look at it. So they redacted some things so that the jury could not see some of the, and I don't know why. It had to have something to do with Chapter 39. But I'm guessing that
did my
either
camera stop?
says, yeah, it did.
Huh.
I'm guessing that that's either CRPS or conversion disorder. The allegations are that it's conversion disorder, that she believes she has this condition because somebody has told her that she has. Yeah, maybe it says conversion disorder. I don't know.
well, it's pretty long, or it's pretty short for complex regional pain syndrome.
Yeah, so maybe it's either conversion disorder or Munchausen by proxy. I know that they did redact out the Munchausen by proxy because the judge said he didn't want that going in front of the jury since they didn't prove
Unless
it.
it's fractious by proxy disorder. Or
Oh yeah, factitious disorder. It could say that.
Factitious.
It could say that. Yeah, or it could say
The chicken pox.
vaccine hesitancy, whatever. it
We
is.
don't know. It
It's
could
true.
say
It
anything.
could say anything, but I think it says Munchausen.
Juror
That's my guess.
misconduct by proxy.
All right, moving on.
All right.
Juror misconduct by proxy was a good one. All right.
All right.
Sorry. By having her testify, you can start there.
By having her testify in front of the people that are the alleged perpetrators who have told her that this is what she is going to perpetrate that cycle of psychological issues that this child is experiencing. So, with that, if the court is going to require the testimony of the child, then we would at least ask that she is able to testify via telecommunication. We never want her to see her parents again. That is also, and also that there be some parameters put in place requiring an in camera examination of her.
Well, I take it she's receiving some sort of therapy and some sort of professional there at all children. I just have a question. Does her mother kiss her like I kiss my granddaughter?
Allegedly, there are professionals at the hospital. Yes, Your Honor.
Apparently, I've
Loosely
heard there
termed.
might be 1 or 2 of them. Yes.
So do they have a recommendation one way or the other about whether she'd even be allowed to do that?
When
Oh my
I
God, is this
spoke to
guy
the
the
social
judge or
woman,
not? Why can't the judge be like, yeah, put her on the phone?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I am.
when I spoke to the social worker last night, she stated that they were working on writing something up in crayon, but I haven't received that yet. And again, the social worker will testify, and and can elaborate further on that today when they're done licking windows.
But her attorney feels like she is able to come to the courtroom, and she wants to come to the courtroom. And if anybody had discussed that with me, I have always stipulated to removing my clients from the courtroom while the child testifies. Maya is, from what I understand, a very strong-willed young woman. She is very verbal, and she has no problem expressing her opinions about things. If the court wanted an order entered that the parents would step out of the courtroom while she testifies, I would think they're shaking their heads that they agree to that. I would have no problem with that. But I think that the court needs to actually see her in person and see her physical appearance in person rather than on Skype. And her attorney indicated that she is capable of coming here to the courtroom and testifying.
Well, I need to have some sort of information from whoever is taking care of her that has qualifications to comment upon her suitability to appear electronically or in person. So until I hear that, I'm not sure what I can do. I'm after I'm only the child.
Okay.
What do you want me to do? Decide shit. I'm not a decider. That's the orange man.
Okay. I hear you. The problem we are having is that the social worker up here has been running the show and stopping a lot of the visitation and restricting Maya's access. Maya doesn't have access, doesn't have telephone access. She doesn't have access to her computer. She doesn't have access to her computer to use for school unless. I don't know if that's been worked out yet. I know Mrs. Hutchinson said that she would work on that. You know, she's being kept from the rest of the world. She's not allowed to have visitors unless the social worker says they're okay. Kyle's visit was stopped yesterday when he was driving over the Skyway to see her. And he was with his uncle. And the uncle was told that he couldn't visit. And
Your Honor, we're getting into issues with regards to visitation, which the court has clearly stated we are not ruling on right now. Forever.
No, I think the visitation is part of the shelter review.
yes,
So I don't have a problem trying to visit that issue. But let me just ask Mrs. Salisbury steak. Could you tell me what I love Salisbury steak?
Duh.
Could you tell me what witnesses you're going to be wanting to present?
Da. That's yes in Polish. Da.
Where did that come from?
Or Romanian.
And Russian, but
It came from the liquor bottle.
right here from the soju. What's brought to you by
It's
Soju
Romanian or Polish. It's both of them or all of them.
and Russian. And by the way, you talked about a Thursday afternoon. I remember Thursday afternoon.
That's not what
This
we
was-
were told.
This was set for today, a half a day on Thursday.
That's not what we were told. We were told we had a full day and we have a full day of witnesses. And I'm sorry if that's what if there's been some miscommunication.
Who told you that?
Tasha told us that. Tasha from HR. And
Well, it wasn't clear with me, and now suddenly I'm the judge.
Sarah is sitting right here. She's the one that was responsible.
I'm not disputing that. It wasn't cleared with me. In any event, give me your witnesses.
We have Dr. Kirkpatrick, one of the treating physicians, Dr. Duncan, and if we can still have a hearing on the visitation on Thursday, she's available to testify at 9 a.m. We have Dr. Spiegel,
Oh
who also, oh, good Lord, who also treated the child. We have Dr. Wassenaar. Is that how you say it? Who is the pediatrician who has treated both children. And I don't think we ever got the issue resolved about whether the petition for the shelter was being dismissed as to Kyle, and we'd like to have that addressed before we leave. We have the therapist from physical therapy and that the child was receiving here.
Ma'am, do you have a name?
Becky.
Becky's a whole name.
Becky is a whole name.
Johnson. Becky Johnson. No, that is
Becky
not
Dick.
her name.
That's what
Becky
she said.
Dick. Becky
Oh,
Dick.
God.
Tell me.
We have
Rebecca. Oh, Mr. Monahan. That's Mr. Monahan.
What,
I have to
what is
pull
this
up-
discussion?
I don't
We can do
know.
this like real time without interruption. Start of the court. Do you have a name?
Well, now I'm on the wrong voice. I
Go ahead.
Do you have a name?
Becky.
Becky.
Becky
Johnson.
Johnson.
Becky Johnson.
Rebecca Johnson.
Rebecca Johnson.
Rebecca Johnson. We have Dr. Hanna that has also
Jesus Christ,
treated-
have we decided her name is Becky Johnson already? Good Lord.
Oh,
I'm
We
not sure,
also
but is
have-
her name Becky Johnson?
No, it's Becky Dick.
whose turn is it?
I'm
I don't
still
know, she
trying to get
sounds
through
hot,
line
though.
16. We have Dr. Hanna, who has also treated the child. We would have the therapist from Eagle's Wings. I'm forgetting her name, but it's definitely not Becky Dick.
A therapist from physical therapy, agility, Alan Dalton.
So there's another therapist, Alan Dalton. And then I think we got those backwards. We have Jack Kowalski and Beta Kowalski that would be testifying. We likely have your brother's name,
Robert Rhines.
Robert Rhines.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes, you need to step out, please. Robert Barnes will be testifying, the uncle. We would also we'll have the child testify. The court needs to hear from the child. She's a party, and we would like to, I guess we'll have to have Kyle testify if there's not clarity about whether the case is being dismissed as to Kyle or not. And I think they're entitled to that clarity today.
I think there's clarity that the petition did not seek shelter for him. Can no one read? He was included only for the purpose of the dependency evaluation. Moving forward, the dependency petition clearly states there are no allegations against him. We only want girls. If Miss Salisbury just simply wants his name removed from the caption, that's
No, there's a statement in the petition that was filed that says at the time of the filing of this petition, the department is not seeking adjudication of the child Kyle Kowalski. So my question is, what does that mean?
Well, if you're asking for an order that says Kyle is not subject to the petition for dependency filed in regards to Maya, you have that order.
I don't understand what your ruling was just now, Judge.
My ruling is that Kyle was not included in the petition for dependency.
Okay, that clarifies it. Thank you.
Is that right?
Correct.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm sure he probably didn't
For
say
the slow
sarcastically like
people.
that. But is that right?
Correct.
and so is the shelter as to Kyle being dropped, where he will not be checked in on or bothered at school, because that is the process?
Dropped like a child at the hospital.
John's drop kids.
One that smells like
All prisoners.
strawberries. Sorry. I don't understand. If he's not a party to the petition, how's that going to happen?
Correct. For the 80,000 millionth time, for
Joe
every
Biden was really
single
the best choice for this.
I know.
for everyone in the back, he was not sheltered and placed in department's custody.
Okay.
Now, if there's an investigation as to him, then that
You're talking about prospectively.
correct.
Okay.
Oh my
At the
God, these
moment-
people talk out of both sides of their mouths. No, he's not under the shelter hearing. Oh, but if we decide to investigate him, he will be. What an asshole.
Mm.
Okay,
At
sorry,
the moment,
Judge.
he's not in this case.
Correct.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. So that is, I mean, the next thing that we need to address about the issue of the visitation, because it is in our opinion that the shelter order has not been followed.
Okay.
And we need to also address the child getting the proper psychological done that was ordered by the court.
All right. We're in agreement. The level of evidence here is directed towards probable cause for shelter. Okay.
And, Your Honor, with regards to the visit, as I brought up initially in our response, the intention of the department was to present evidence as it pertains to the reasonable efforts to encourage visitation and approve individuals to supervise. However, given the pending motion that Ms. Salisbury filed yesterday, we would like that testimony to be limited to that issue. And if she is going to move forward with a hearing on that motion, then the questions pertaining to that shouldn't come into play here. If it's going to be presented, it can't be used both ways.
Well, here's my take on that. She filed this motion related to visitation late in the day yesterday.
Correct.
You did not have an opportunity to provide witnesses to counteract that.
Nope.
Is that what you're saying?
No, Your Honor. It was our intent to present evidence pertaining to the visitation issue. What Miss Salisbury filed yesterday was a motion for contempt against the department. Us? In contempt? And her attorney fees regarding that issue. So that is what we're objecting to being heard because it wasn't properly noticed and there needs to be a separate hearing with regards to that. So my concern is that by presenting evidence on that today, the department is opening the door for her to make arguments with regards to that pending motion that was not properly noticed.
Okay. So you want to hold off on the issue of determining your order to show cause for another time.
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
That's not
Okay.
the same motion.
Well, okay. What?
Oh my god. The order to show cause is for the child protection team records. That's a separate motion.
There's two motions. There's one against the department.
Correct.
There's one against the hospital.
Correct.
He's talking about the hospital order to show cause.
No,
No.
that was the one that
The CPT, the CPT, the CPT, the CPT, the CPT.
the CPT, correct, which she said she would serve the order that was issued on CPT from there. I don't recall if the court ruled on that or not. Then there's the third motion, and my issue with regards to the presenting of evidence. And you're right. As a part of a shelter review, we should be looking at what's going on with visitation. But really, do we give a shit? But that then opens the door for arguments and caring about our jobs and children. Regards to this motion for contempt and attorney's fees to be heard today when it was not properly noticed.
The motion for contempt and attorney's fees directed towards the department.
The department, correct.
We're not going forward on that today.
I have no problem with that.
Okay. All right.
I just have a problem with the fact that they just can't get their visitation.
All right. Don't yell at me. I'm old.
Elder abuse.
And so if you let them use this argument of we're not going to present any evidence on visitation because she's got this motion pending, they'll win again and they don't get any visitation and the child suffers. It's not about the child, it's about winning.
And Judge, I'm fine with winning. I mean, I'm fine with presenting evidence. I would like there to be a limiting instruction with regards to the purpose of the evidence so we don't open the door to get sidetracked from the purpose of the hearing. Jesus and stealing children, which is the shelter review, and start trying the motion for contempt and attorney's fee, which is not properly noticed.
I stole children once. All right. Well, to some degree, there may be some overlap in the evidence, but we're not considering the motion for contempt against the department.
I don't have any problem with that. The more important issue is getting the child and the parents' contact and the siblings' contact.
I understand that. Okay.
Do you? Because I'm pretty sure you don't.
Well,
That's a negative. We're confused.
that issue is still to be discussed and reviewed today. Maybe Thursday. Maybe Thursday I'll get it. But the motion for, do you still want to proceed on a motion to show cause against CPT or not?
I just want you to issue an order so that we can have a hearing another day and have them show up and explain why they're not producing the records in compliance with the order.
All right. And I will need testimony under oath to sustain your request for the order to show cause
Okay.
against the CPT.
Okay.
All right. And that's a separate issue.
Okay.
So So let's go ahead and proceed. Let's leave. Do we have some witnesses to call on the phone?
Oh my God, am I finally going to get to play Sally Smith?
Dr. Sally Smith is available.
Could we
But
call her and ask
I'm
her for
sorry to do this.
refrigerators running?
Your Honor, whatever you'd like to do in your free time is fine. I'm sorry to do this, Your Honor. There's just one other thing that was brought up
Oh,
earlier, and that's in
never
reference
mind.
to the shelter order and the transcript and all of that. And I would just like to argue that Miss Salisbury has been arguing that the psychological evaluation that was conducted is not in compliance with the court orders. I have not had the opportunity to read through the entire transcript, but having been present at the hearing and the intent of the court was to make all of her evaluations clearly.
Why are you
There will
mocking
be
me?
clearly there will be evidence presented with regards to that issue today. So that's totally open for
Look at Wheezy
cross-examination.
Bob's comment.
I know that.
You're all going to get me yeeted off of YouTube for using lightning bolts. We're not allowed to do that. I think. I don't know. I'm not
We're all
actually sure.
we're all big fans of
allowed to
Harry
be
Potter
magical here.
or AC/DC or
Kiss. Or Sally Smith. As oh,
Or this
Debbie,
is
I wanted to.
Australian painter. This is Australian.
Debbie, I wanted to tell you, I marked this comment to come back to because no, they're not actually dropping Kyle, although Johns Hopkins would drop him if he ever went there.
Yeah, they dropped Maya.
They're saying that he's not included in the shelter hearing, but they still might come after him and they're leaving the door open to do that. So yeah. And bus stop juror says CPS is asshole.
I was gonna say,
agree.
did you see the screen name? Bus stop
I
juror
know.
105.
Isn't it great? Isn't it great? Bus stop juror. The
great.
bus stop's here. Yeah.
I
I love it. I love it. And I gotta hop over to locals for a second because there is a meme over there that is cracking me up. And it is so true. But Judge, Beata is abusing Maya. Let's make sure Kyle stays home with her.
Seriously.
Well, you know, it made sense.
Oh, idiots. Total idiots. All right, go ahead. Continue. I'm looking for my thing. Okay.
Where are we at?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm here. Where is it? Clearly, there will be evidence that is presented with regards to that issue today. So it's totally open for cross-examination. And I think that's the best place for it to be addressed. However, it does seem as though Miss Salisbury is trying to take a second bite at the apple because she wasn't there at the shelter hearing. And that's taking things out of context. Then, well, that was what was actually done. So with that, in the transcript, at the initial shelter hearing, Judge D's no nuts, because she's a lady, allegedly, inquired of the attorney who was representing the parents that day with regards to whether or not there was a conflict. I'm going to ask the court to do so again on the record, seeing as though it appears as though Miss Salisbury is arguing for different positions for different parents. So I just want to make sure that the issues with regards to conflicts are clearly addressed on the record.
Well, I take it these notes has previously made the inquiry, but I'm sure the parents know. And if they don't, I'll reiterate these notes. Each of them has independent issues related to the case. You have one attorney representing both of you. As long as you're understanding that any potential conflict would result in a problem for the attorney and perhaps for yourselves, whether or not you retain separate counsel is your decision. You're currently represented by one attorney. You're welcome to maintain that position, but you need to know the potential conflicts can arise in these types of cases requiring each party to get separate counsel. So I take it Mr. and Mrs. Kowalski. Mrs. Kowalski first. Do you wish to remain with Ms. Salisbury representing both of you and your wife?
Yes.
Okay. And how about you, man? You also agree?
Yes.
All right. So let's go ahead. Who do you want to call first?
Dr. Sally Smith, Your Honor.
Oh God.
Okay.
Your Honor, real quick. With regard to the motion to dismiss Kyle Kowalski, you granted that. Do you have a preference on which attorney prepares the order? Because we'll need the order to be.
I'm scrolling. A bigger screen. Any offers?
We'll prepare the order.
Of course you will.
My assistant.
I just want to be clear. It's not really the department dismissed as to him. There were never allegations filed as to him, but keep
He's
your
on the
head on a
petition now.
swivel, okay?
So I don't know if you want to keep his name on all the documents going forward.
Oh, we can remove him for clarity and now.
Is it the court's position that the child's name doesn't have to stay on the style of the case? Then if the child...
The child's name is presently on the case. If he's being removed from the petition, from the case entirely, I would be willing to remove it in the order.
Okay, so we'll include that in the order to remove his name from the style of the case. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We'll need that order by the end of the week.
Not a problem.
Go ahead.
And I would just like to point out to Your Honor that Dr. Duncan is available to testify at 9 o'clock on Thursday morning as to the visitation issue. I can't probably get her here today on such short notice, or on the short notice that we canceled the rest of... I knew Miss Leaf needed this whole day for herself, for most of her witnesses.
Do you think so, Ms. Leaf?
We'll just have to see what happens, Judge.
Okay. Let's get Dr. Smith on the phone.
She's here. She's in the hall. She was sitting in the courtroom. That's why I invoked the rule. Because we all know that
I
bitch
want
was
to talk
dressing
to her.
something.
I just want to talk to her on the phone. I don't care where she is. If she's in the hall, get her on the phone. That's why I invoked the rule. I don't know her, so on video, we have to do video capabilities, but it takes close coordination with our IT office because there's technical issues that they have to address. I don't hear a problem, and I actually would like to use that resource if we can do it, but it needs to be through court administration too.
I've got to put my Sally Smith eyebrows on. Hold on.
Set up the video and the connections you need to have happen.
I
This is
love that
gonna be
this judge is
difficult
continuing to
do
just
this.
ask that Sally Smith call in on the phone, even though she's
Even
sitting
though
in
she's
the hallway.
right there.
Yes.
She's right there in the
Because he wants
hallway.
the tech people to have a job.
See, and it's like, how Joe Biden is this judge?
God,
Because
now I
he
really want some
seems to
chocolate
be
cake.
full Joe
It didn't
Biden.
work.
Yeah, but this is totally
I'm
great. And
doing this
we have to
backwards
continue
in
this.
the camera.
It looks
We have to
good.
continue this conversation. This conversation is awesome. It's like she's out in the hallway. Get her on the
Keep
phone. She's in the
going.
hallway. Well, okay, let's set up the video. And it's like, oh well, we need all the connections you need to have that happen.
He's
So
like, the
what are you
taxpayers
talking
just
about?
paid for all of this shit. We need to.
Go read that again, Fletcher.
So what are you talking about?
I don't know anybody. I don't know who's wanting to testify by video, whether it involved the child or is it somebody else.
Do you know anything, Judge? We still want the child.
Terrible.
And Mr. Kelly's position, if he were here,
I haven't decided that. I'm just saying that if anybody wants it, you've got to go through IT, all right?
I'm just trying to preserve my record. That's all.
Let's go ahead.
I need the
Raise
thing
your
up. I don't
hand.
have it pulled up on mine since I've only got 973 apps up already.
And I also have to learn how to, oh, that's what I need. Frown lines. Then my mouth needs to turn a little further down.
Well, while you're doing makeup class, I'm gonna go grab a ginger ale.
Yeah, while he's going to, I gotta pee real quick too.
What are you
All right.
doing?
Well, what I'm putting some frown lines on.
It looks
She's
amazing.
becoming John Wayne Gacy.
There.
Seriously, that's
There we
what I
go.
was thinking.
That is
There we go.
perfect.
You look like the hoarder lady that used to live next to us when I was a kid.
Actually,
Sally
you
Smith.
kind of look like Ruth Bader Ginsburg to me a little.
Fu Manchu.
Does look like a mustache. Look, I've
Oh my
got.
God, you look like
You got a
Sifu.
couple more pieces of it.
Exactly.
Here, let's blend it a little. It's just supposed to be deep lines. I'm doing it backwards in the mirror, you know? There we go.
Oh yeah,
Wonderfully terrifying.
and Diet Sprite
Hmm.
because I'm. Look, I can
How
find
does she
Diet
do
Mountain
the
Dew.
thing that she does? I mean, let's bring up a picture over here. Let's see.
She doesn't have a soul. That's
I've got the eyebrows down. I mean, the eyebrows are good.
holy crap, you do. Oh my God.
Oh, I think maybe some like deeper lines in here might help.
Yeah.
The upside down smile is a real interesting thing. All right, let's test out the voice. Let's see. Where's the voice? Here we go.
I'm Dr. Sally Smith. It's a little low.
How about a little higher? Dr. Sally Smith.
Yeah, go closer to Dylan Mulvaney, and I think you've got it.
I know I don't have the blue eyeshadow because all I have is this Amber Heard bruise kit. So we could go with green eyeshadow or purple. Oh, we should do purple. Purple. That's like yeah, like Ursula. Here. We'll do some purple.
My headphones got stuck in my hair when I left.
Oh no.
Okay. Now I look more like Gacy. All right.
You need to put that line in the middle of your forehead to get that crease that she's got, like
I
that.
have one of those. I'll
It
just
really
make it
like.
darker. I have one.
Ugh.
Let's see. It's right there.
I was trying to mimic her face. I can't mimic her face.
No, it's very hard to keep your mouth in a downward frown.
Yeah, I'm glad you decided to be Sally Smith. I mean, had we deprived the world of this, I don't know that my mom would be as horrified as she will be when she ever sees this,
Yes.
if she does.
That's definitely more like it.
That is awesome. Yes.
Perfect. Terrifying. Perfect.
I like to take little kids from families,
Oh Jesus.
and I'm never wrong. And everybody that I investigate is guilty. I've never been wrong about anything. Ever.
Y'all, are you just horrified that people that hold multiple degrees spent at least 20 minutes arguing and reassuring each other that Kyle was definitely not on the paperwork.
Yeah, that was disturbing. I think we broke Flux. Flux may be broken. Listen, if you want to come down to the clinic sometime, I can show you how to find out who's being abused and who's not. It's really simple. All you got to
Are
do
you
is look at your
breathing?
numbers you got to look at the numbers on the DCF list about how many children we need to meet our budget. And then you go to the hospital and you find that number of children and you accuse their parents of child abuse. And then you make up a bunch of shit and you put it in a report. And then the report goes to the judge, this judge who is mentally deficient. And he just does whatever you tell him to do. And then the federal funds are released and I get a bonus.
I mean, not for nothing, but she's not lying.
And I'm really
It's
good at
the
my
downward
court
turned
appearances.
mouth. I can't deal with the.
As the court I'm good at the court appearances. I go and I raise my little right hand and I say, I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And I know that I'm fucking lying, but it doesn't really
We
matter
laugh so
because,
hard about that shit when we go out too. We go out, okay, so we
right?
go out to this bar. It's called Sally's.
Perfect. Right?
I need to drink more for this.
But I mean,
Oh.
every time we're like, oath.
Can you believe that judge thought that I was swearing to tell the truth? Everything I write in those fucking reports is a lie. But whatever. The judge is he's so dumb. He has no idea. He's so old. He just takes everything I say, just writes it up. I say, judge, put it in the order. He puts it in the order. Does everything I tell him to
You say judge
do.
put it in and he puts it in.
He puts
He
it
orders
right
you to
there.
put it in.
I
what she said.
I
slap her
order
on
you
the
to put
ass
it
when we
in.
get to
Phrasing.
Sally's and we go there and it's just dark IP beers and political talks.
How you
Mhm.
doing,
Laughing our
Flux?
balls off.
It's like 6 hours past your bedtime.
I can't with the down.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Sally Smith is in the room. I'm ready to roll. Let's go.
Why do I feel like we'd make a really cool roller derby team?
I'm on roller derby. I do it every weekend, but I'm on the kids team because I like to smash into little kids and take them down.
Mo should not
I don't like to
take
play
her
with
half a
adults.
gummy right before this.
Weird. I like to smash little kids too. That's not nice.
And
I should probably be
I
like
also
Biden's face
teach.
on there
I
before I
also
say shit like that.
I also teach an exercise class on the weekends, and we teach it's like CrossFit, but instead of lifting weights, we lift kids and then we drop them really hard. We just lift them and drop them and lift them and drop them at John's Drop Kids.
Oh no! See, I have to go to the barber. If I don't high and tight, and I mean, I don't let him touch the back, but I'm just saying.
Why did we
Touch it.
lose the
I've got
judge?
standards.
Oh, he's got a picture of him. Okay, great.
No, I have to
Did
lay
you
him.
That's Elaine.
I'm just eating.
Oh God. Okay. All right, let's move on. Sally Smith is coming into the courtroom. Can we start from line 14, please, Your Honor?
Let's go ahead.
Can you pull up the thing? I don't
Oh, right. Sorry.
have it on
Crazy.
my thing. Wow.
Share. All right, we are on.
Sees tramps and thieves. I like here.
The witness is being sworn by the clerk. See, I'm doing my thing now. I'm raising my hand. I swear
Clerk is like,
to
bitch.
tell a bunch of bullshit, as much bullshit as I can think of, nothing but bullshit, and this judge is gonna buy it. Okay. Miss Leaf,
Amen.
go ahead.
Good morning, Dr. Smith.
Good morning.
Dr. Smith, where are you currently employed?
Well, I have 3 jobs. Well, 2 jobs, 3 paychecks. I'm the medical director for the
No
Pinellas
shit.
County Child Protection Team, and in that position, I get paid by Suncoast Center. I get paid a shitload by them. I get paid by which holds the contract for Pinellas County, and also by the Department of Health, the state of Florida. I also work half-time in the pediatric private practice.
Is halftime the same thing as part-time?
I
Or
guess. In
okay.
St. Petersburg, I'm a partner in that practice. So technically, it's not really an employer.
How long have you been betraying the Hippocratic Oath? I mean, how long have you been a pediatrician?
Well, I completed my pediatric residency training in 1987. I've been board certified in general pediatrics since 1989. I've been kidnapping kids for a long time. And yeah.
You look like it.
I've been accused of being a pediatric or something. I can't remember.
I have heard that too, Your Honor. And how long have you been working as the medical director for Pinellas County Child Protection Team?
That's what she said.
I've been working
know.
with the Child Protection Team since July of 1990 when I took a position at All Children's Hospital, and I became the medical director for the Child Protection Team in November 2002.
God, Florida sucks a lot of balls.
Right.
Just for the courts.
Hey, what a
Sorry.
coincidence.
I am sorry, guys. I really should not have my pain medication. Well, my natural pain medication, which is a very small little bit of a gummy, which I
What
don't
says
even have a
incense?
filter
It's
when I
okay.
don't have.
That's all right. I got soju.
Okay. So, just for the court's knowledge, can you explain to the court what kind of training education that you go to steal children? I mean, as a member of Child Protective Team?
Well, it certainly varies. And specifically for physicians, there are a range of, levels of experience and training, etc., depending on where you are in the state of Florida. So more of the more rural or smaller community types of physicians that are medical directors may, have an area of focus in stealing rural kids, but primarily be general pediatricians. In my case, I worked with sexual abuse evaluation program during my fellowship training in St. Louis in 1987 and to 1988. And then in 1988, I took a position with Robert Wood Johnson Wood Johnson. What
That's
the
what she said.
She definitely took a position with Wood Johnson.
Robert Wood Johnson. That cannot have been. Why?
Extra large and extra hard. Wet ass P word.
Oh my. I went to Robert Wood Johnson University Hospital in New Brunswick, New Jersey, and was the
Let's be
director of
honest,
their
that's as close
sexual.
as she's gotten to Wood ever.
Bob Wood Johnson.
And was the director of their
They
sexual
called
abuse
BJU for short.
evaluation program. And then I came to All Children's Hospital and took a position on the general pediatric faculty in July of 1990. And at that time, I started working with the Child Protection Team for Pinellas County. So what I've done over the last numbers of years in that position is the first 12 years when I was employed by the hospital, I was the main person who saw children who were admitted to the hospital and did the medical evaluations for the children for many different counties because they're referred to All Children's Hospital. So I tend to see the more complicated cases that people won't recognize are not child abuse because it's too complex, and I just say it's child abuse. They're actually hospitalized due to the severity of their injuries and that sort of thing. And so I've had that level of experience seeing probably at least 50 or 60 children a year at All Children's Hospital for these medical evaluations for the Child Protection Team. Then, in 2009, the field of child abuse pediatrics became a board certified pediatric subspecialty. I use those words because they make me sound smart, even though I don't have a
They
fucking
really
clue what I'm
do.
talking about. So at that time, there were two
But
ways that you could
if you're on
become board
Reddit, they sound
certified.
really smart.
Oh, I go on Reddit all the time. I'm a rabid Redditor. I Reddit all day long.
Samesies.
All day long. Good God. All right. So at that time, there were two ways that you could become a board certified in child abuse pediatrics. And the way that I became board certified is by the fact that I had at least 5 years of experience and at least 20 hours per week working in the field of child abuse pediatrics where we actually abuse children. So I'm very, very skilled in abusing children. I'm very good at that. So, of course, that's how you get board certified in child protective services. You have to be good at child abuse. It's a requirement. I had a letter.
Your Honor, I'm a little bit lost on what the question was because it seems to have been a very long answer. I just object and ask what the question was again.
Yeah, go ahead. Ellen's go ahead
I
and
can
answer.
help you. I can rephrase, but I'd like to remind the court of Miss Salisbury's statement with regards to speaking objections earlier. Shade? So, Dr. Smith, the question that was posed was for you to describe what your training and experience was through CPT, and you were talking about what it took for you to become board certified in child abuse pediatrics.
Correct.
So, you stated that you had been practicing for 5 years and had how many hours?
That's a minimum. In order to sit for the child abuse pediatrics exam, one had to have at least 5 years experience and at least 20 hours per week. And so at that time in 2009, I had 20 plus years experience working 20 hours a week. So I clearly qualified from that standpoint. I also had to have a letter of recommendation for a national or international expert in child abuse pediatrics. I'm an expert in child abuse. I'm a very big expert, which I obtained from the statewide medical director for the state of Florida at that time, Dr. Randall Alexander. And then I had to take an exam. So the exam was offered in November of 2009. At that time, I believe that there were about 350 or 400 doctors.
Objection is to relevancy?
Overruled.
Of course it is. Of course.
Ma'am, you can continue.
It's that.
And as to how many people took the exam? And as to how many
Your
people
Honor,
took the exam?
did he fall asleep?
Now we're trying to find out where the hell we are.
54, number
line
4.
3.
Or 3.
Line.
Oh, there we are up there. Something like that. I missed the jump from 53 to 54. I was like, what the hell? All right. You can answer, ma'am.
The reason that's relevant is because that's all the people in the whole country who wanted to become child abuse pediatricians at that time under board certification. So I was one of the people who passed the exam at that time and one of about 275 pediatricians around the country who became board certified in child abuse pediatrics as a result of that examination.
The best child abuser.
The absolute best, Your Honor.
I passed the test.
Where are we? I'm
Miss
sorry.
Leaf, 13, line 13, page 54.
Oh, and you said an exam of some sort. Was it for the, the VD occurred in 2009?
Correct.
Okay, and since becoming board certified or certifiable, are there requirements that you have to maintain in order to keep your board certification?
Yes, there's a program called Maintenance of Certification. Now, in my case, I'm also board certified in general pediatrics, so I can maintain my continuing education in either one of those two things and still meet board certification requirements. I will have to take another examination in child abuse, I believe in 2019. And as the medical director of the child protection team in the state of Florida, I'm also required to have a certain number of hours per year of continuing education in the field of child abuse. Obviously, as a licensed physician in Florida, I have to have certain ongoing continuing medical education credits to maintain my license.
And have you maintained all those licenses to date?
Yes, I have.
Now, I want to go back because when you were explaining some of your background with regards to your experience with CPT, you had mentioned that for the first 12 years you were at All Children's Hospital, you were seeing children in the hospital, and then you took you did you take a new position in November of 2002?
So prior to November of 2002, I was a consultant for the child protection team.
Okay.
There were a couple different doctors that were medical directors while I was in that role and working for All Children's Hospital. In November of 2002, they asked me to become the medical director for the child protection team. And so I left All Children's at that time and became the medical director, which is roughly a half-time position. So in that role, I continued to see the vast majority of children who have medical evaluations requested by child protection teams who were admitted to All Children's Hospital. It continues to be from numerous counties such as Sarasota, and I also have certain administrative and supervisory responsibilities for the other examiners with our team.
Okay, so you oversee a team of other CPT examiners as well?
There are 3 nurse practitioners that work with our team, and if I don't say so myself, I've been up in every one of them. And the team itself is also comprised of multiple social workers as well as other, staff members, team psychologists, and I think that's it. But they all think I'm really hot.
Samesies. So in total,
I saw
how
that
many
mullet
years
and I knew.
roller derby, Wednesday night, Sally's Thursdays, bowling league Friday.
Here for the
So in
truth. So
total,
you SS are the head of the abuse team. Yep. That's right.
so in total, how many years experience do you have working for the child protective team or with child protection team?
So let's see. 26 years.
Do you know who Maya Kowalski is?
I do.
Do you wish you'd never met her?
Not yet. But I will.
How do you know her?
I received a call on a Saturday, I believe, the 7th or 8th of October, stating that this critical care physician was calling me, saying that they were very concerned about a child, Maya Kowalski, and requested that I assist them in evaluating the child for factitious disorder or Munchausen's. I talked to them about that. That had to be, in order for me to be involved in the case, they would have to make, there would have to be an investigation in progress, and I would have to be consulted by Child Protective Investigations. That happened the following day, and so beginning on that Sunday, I started looking at some of her records. I'm active medical staff at All Children's. Oh, I'm active medical staff at All Children's. I'm active. Let me just repeat that one more time.
Should like embiggen it and highlight it.
Let me repeat that one more time from Sally Smith. I am active medical staff at All Children's. Her own words, folks. Her own words.
Don't worry, we buried that Dracula.
Oh, active medical staff at all children's, and
Wow.
so I can see the leaf 12.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to stop you right there before we get to the records because you just done fucked up there, son. Avon.
Yep.
You said that happened on Sunday. Do you recall the date you became involved with this case?
I was originally called by the critical care physician on October 8th, 2016.
And so the Sunday would have been the 9th.
I believe so.
So on October the 9th, what did you do when the referral was made to you?
So as I started to say, I have access to all children's medical records as an active staff member.
There you go.
And I started looking at the records that were in her file to that point and started making a list of medical records that I needed to request because, I'm a staff member.
So at that point, do you recall what records were available in her file? Was it just all children's hospital records or were there other records?
I got to take a screenshot of this. Hold on one moment, please.
No problem.
Feel free to clip beside of it.
Okay.
Just
Oh, at that time, the all children's records included some outside medical records from Lurie Children's Hospital that had been requested the previous July when she was admitted to the hospital, and included records related to her having her tonsils removed. And
excuse me, ma'am. What was the name of that hospital?
Lurie, Lurie.
And where is Lurie Children's Hospital located?
In Chicago. So that included a report related to her tonsils being removed in 2011 and 3 visits to a pulmonologist that occurred in 2013.
And the pulmonologist, somebody all children's hospital or a different?
No, this was a pulmonologist at Lurie Children's that she saw. I believe the pulmonologist at all children's was, probably involved in requesting the records because she was being seen by the pulmonologist at all children's as well.
Okay, so were the records that were available at the time that you got involved correct? So those were
That's
the
right.
records. And you indicated you made a list of other records you needed to review. What were the other records that you flagged that you still needed to see?
So the way that I approached it is based on medical records that I was seeing. And let's say, for example, a copy of the doctor's consultation report was sent to certain other doctors. So then I can tell from that, which other doctors have seen the child, or maybe a primary medical provider, that kind of thing. So do you want me to just kind of go through the list?
If you could go through what records you identified that needed to be contributed to your evaluation of the child, yes.
Yeah. So just that you understand, the list I'm going to say was not necessarily what I came up with on October 9th, but as I review records, I see additional names, I request additional records. I still have some records that I've not yet received, and also others that I just didn't put in the report because I don't want you to see it, Judge. But I've requested them in the last couple weeks.
Okay.
So the things that I have reviewed so far were her medical records from Elmhurst Memorial Center, her records from Loyola University Hospital, her records from Lurie Children's Hospital in Chicago. And so there were the records that were from the All Children's computer system. I also received records from them directly related to Maya's admission to Lurie Children's Hospital last summer. Her current primary physician, Dr. Wassenaar, who is a medicine pediatrics physician, Dr. Wyndham, who's an allergy immunology doctor in Sarasota, Sarasota Memorial Hospital, Tampa General Hospital, Dr. Giron, who is a neurologist in Tampa, Venice Regional Hospital, Dr. Mendez, who's an allergy immunologist in, I believe, Venice, Sarasota area. Dr. Wilsey and Dr. Lindell, who are gastroenterology, that I have difficulty saying because I don't really know what any of these things are. I have no expertise in any of them. Physicians that are in the same practice. One is based in St. Petersburg, and the other one, I believe, is in Venice or Sarasota. So that's the GI doctors. An endocrinologist, Dr. Jackman from All Children's, Dr. Barr, who's a neurologist in Orlando. Florida Child Neurology is his practice. Arnold Palmer Hospital in Orlando. Let me see what this place is called. National Hyperbarics Incorporated, which does hyperbaric oxygen treatment. Agility Physical Therapy. I requested records from Pediatric Neurology associated with All Children's Hospital, but they only had seen the child in the hospital. She had never been to their office as an outpatient. I have the report from the neuropsychologist who evaluated Maya after all of this started.
The
Oh, sorry.
neuropsychologist, is that Dr. Lewis?
That's Dr. Lewis. Yeah. He lost his report, unfortunately, in a hurricane. The All
Oh,
Children's
good deal.
records, I have some that I copied and printed, but many of them I've reviewed and taken notes from the All Children's computer system. Also, I reviewed but didn't get a chance to print out her medical records from Sarasota All Children's Satellite Physical Therapy and Occupational Therapy. I have her medical records from Dr. Anthony Kirkpatrick.
And
23.
and that's the treating physician of Maya's?
Yes, so he's an anesthesiologist who has a place in Tampa, right next to Busch Gardens, by the way. It's real shady. That treated her mostly last fall, although I don't know if there's any ongoing interaction that's occurring. And then Dr. Ashraf Hanna, who is the physician at I think it's called the Florida Spine Institute. I have his records. I have also somewhere here in the records from Coram IV Infusion Service.
What is Coram?
So that is a company that contracts with CVS Caremark, I believe, to provide home infusion services for patients.
Okay. Is that the complete list of records you reviewed so far?
That's what I have so far. Well, except for the therapy records, which I purposefully left out. But we're not going to tell anyone about that.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. And Dr. Tang, who was an allergy immunologist in St. Petersburg. I'm still waiting. I talked to I'm sorry, one more. Oh yeah, Eagle's Wings Counseling Center in Venice. I have records from there. I've requested records several times from Dr. Boblik, who is Maya's pediatrician in the Chicago area. And I talked to him yesterday, but I have not yet received his records. He said he would try to help me expedite that when I spoke with him yesterday. And there were two doctors that when I was preparing to come to court, saw on a list that I don't even know who they are yet, but I will request those records as well. And that is Dr. Hoffman and Dr. Freeman, both of whom have 813 numbers. So I'm assuming there's some sort of physicians in Tampa, but I don't even know who they are yet.
Okay, so let's take a step back. When you first received the referral on October the 9th, you reviewed the records that were available to you at the time, right?
Yes.
And those were the All Children's Hospital records, Lori Children's Hospital, and some of the visits to the pulmonologist that I think were from Lori's Children's Hospital.
Yes.
All right. So based on your review of the records at that time, were there any diagnoses for Maya at that point in time?
Well, actually, oh wait, no, that's you.
Oh, wait. Oh, sorry. I didn't see. Well, actually, before we get to that question, did you review the records as to why Maya was admitted to All Children's Hospital in the beginning of October?
Yes, although there's multiple pieces of information that I've gathered since then from the medical records. So honestly, in terms of exactly what how she presented there, I may be blending some of the medical records and trying to say that.
Okay. So Did you write a preliminary report with regards to the findings that you made at the beginning of this case?
Yes, I did.
Or an assessment that you made at the beginning of the case? Would reviewing that report help you refresh your recollections with regards to what her presenting illness was at the time of admission?
Well, I can tell you that I believe what she was brought to the hospital with was abdominal pain.
Okay.
And the presentation was that she had such severe abdominal pain that was not responding to any treatment, and it was being requested, I believe, primarily by her mother, that she be intubated and put into a ketamine coma.
Dun dun dun.
Ooh, I have that button. Hold on. Hold, please. Where is it? Where is it? I have it. Damn it. I put it somewhere and I don't know where. Oh.
Can you explain what being intubated requires?
So that's a
Motion.
situation where a tube is put down the person's trachea and they're put on a mechanical ventilator.
And you said there was a request for redaction? She's with the
Yes.
FBI? She's with our Justice Department? No idea.
Hello.
Oh,
Line
can,
6.
can you describe for the court what dun 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 is?
So, is a phencyclidine derivative a dissociative anesthetic?
That's a
It's
Joe
also
Biden word, isn't it?
it is also popular as a street drug, similar to PCP, angel dust. And so
Dun,
this
dun,
drug
dun.
this drug has been around for I believe 20 or
Called a
30
fun time on a
years.
Saturday.
And in the past 10 to 15 years, it has become a drug that is useful, particularly in cases of intractable pain from terminal cancer, severe diabetic nerve pain, other kinds of intractable pain for which ketamine can be very helpful. One of the advantages to ketamine over other things like opiates is not necessarily that it's not addictive. Oh, did Sally Smith just admit it's not addictive?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But it does not cause respiratory suppression as the opiates do. I'm taking another screenshot. What a bitch.
I
It
think
does
we
not
can
cause
pull out the
respiratory
C
suppression.
word.
It's
As
about
the-
time.
Well, we're 2.5 hours in. I think we can say cunt alert.
Yeah.
And so a person can be given a fairly substantial amount of ketamine without having major cardiorespiratory side effects.
So, at this point in time, is ketamine, you mentioned, that's it's useful for cases of severe pain and other diagnoses, but is it approved by the FDA as a mode of treatment?
Yes.
Okay. Is it approved for all people, adults and children?
You know, I'm not 100% sure if it's approved in some scenarios for children.
How is a question? The fuck am I looking at? Can we all agree on one set of rules for the English language?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I would guess that it probably is. There's certain dosage guidelines and they're intended. So, what are called anesthesia doses of ketamine are intended to be given in a controlled anesthesia type of setting. Somebody forgot to do the redactions there. And the guidelines, for the most part, are for the adults to get between 30 and 50 milligrams of ketamine as a dosage, just to, give a guideline under the FDA. So that kind of dosage range and below are certainly FDA approved for certain situations.
So, just so I can understand, at or below the 30 to 50 milligram range would be the guideline for children or a guideline for everyone?
Just for adults. Salisbury.
Oh,
21.
21.
here.
Objection to the form of the question.
Judge.
Overruled.
You said I didn't hear the question.
Where
You're
are we?
skipping ahead.
I'm scrolling ahead to see how much further we've had. God, I'm good.
Okay,
Object to the
Salisbury.
form of the question.
Wait, what page are we on? Seven.
67. Top of the page.
I was like, there's like about 50 pages to go, like full pages. 67, top of the page. Right. Happened about me. Sorry. Sustained. I just assumed the other role.
What category of individuals is the 30 to 50 milligram dose recommended for?
Adults.
Okay. Is there a recommendation with regard to the dosage for children?
I think the application for children under the FDA, again, I would have to actually specifically go look it up. I don't really know if there are any indications under the FDA guidelines for use of ketamine in children.
Oh, they
I would
forgot
imagine.
again.
Yeah, they did. They did. I would imagine in an inpatient hospital setting, that would be reasonable. I know at all children's they use low dose ketamine. I lost my button. For laceration repairs and other painful procedures in the emergency room because, again, it has limited cardiorespiratory suppression and it has a relatively short duration of action. So there are guidelines for use in children, and I don't know exactly how that is under the FDA. It's not like it's my job or anything to know this.
I just know what they were doing with it was bad.
Right. There are a lot of drugs that are used in children that are not necessarily FDA approved for use in children because they haven't been adequately tested, but we test them on it anyway, like a guinea pig.
Yeah. They will use I guess there might be some super chats or something. I think chat wants you to get your attention for something, Megan. I don't know.
Okay. I don't know what.
Oh,
what?
Make it larger.
Make what larger?
The document, if possible.
Okay, if I can.
I don't
this
know.
is all right.
She
Here.
says Chad is asking for it, but really, she just
It's
wants
you.
it to be a little
It's
better.
just you.
No, I can read. These are fake.
There are no super chats. Apparently, this is not pulling in the super chats tonight, folks. We're doing our best, but it's not happening. So, oh look, Ellie sent $2 super chat. Chat is old and blind, need larger fonts.
See,
Okay.
you all were besmirching your old Garth with boobs, but no.
All right.
Okay, so going back to Maya's presenting issue at the time of admission, it was abdominal pain, correct?
Yes.
And records indicated that either the mother or both parents were requesting this ketamine treatment.
Correct.
Objection, leading.
Abstained.
Grounds.
Is that lawful law?
I
Abstained.
think so.
Dr. Smith, can you tell me what course of treatments were the parents seeking for Maya?
All right, so I'll just tell you exactly what was stated by the emergency center physician that I saw her on Friday morning, October 7th, 2016. That this was a child with reflex sympathetic dystrophy involving her entire body, including upper and lower extremities. Her father reported that this started approximately a year and a half ago, and she would also have abdominal pain. She's got a history of constipation.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. The bailiff coughed. What was it that you said?
According to the father, when she first started having this approximately a year and a half ago, she would also have abdominal pain with it. She has a history of constipation, seen in our emergency room. So all children's emergency room, 1 week ago on Saturday, diagnosed with constipation, and Miralax was prescribed. She had taken some of that, but her parents were not giving it to her daily. She was refusing to eat or drink anything at that point. It was reported that she was getting monthly ketamine infusions by Dr. Hanna in Clearwater, and they contacted his office and they were told that Maya had received like 1,000 milligrams or something of the shit for over 4 hours of the day before.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Smith. How many
I'm
milligrams?
gonna object on the bias of on the basis of hearsay.
Overruled.
Of course.
Okay, and what was the frequency of dosage?
So that was given over 4 hours the day before, and then she came to the hospital despite that treatment with such severe pain that she was unable to eat or drink. She was complaining of abdominal pain. They said they would do an ultrasound of her abdomen to see if they could find a diagnosis to explain her abdominal pain. And her mother insisted that she would not tolerate it unless she had which the doctor was unable to give in the emergency department. Let's see.
Okay, hold on. I'm processing what you just said. So there was a
Processing.
request. What?
I'm just processing.
Oh,
There was a
okay.
yeah. Mm.
I'm just walking.
The child be given.
Yes.
I'm going to object again on the basis of levels of hearsay. There's not just one. I mean, there's a record that somebody else is recording somebody else's statement.
The objection is overruled.
Of course it is. I'll just go fuck myself now. Thank you, Your Honor.
Coffee fuck.
You indicated that the ER could not administer. How are they so terrible at their own job?
Right? Don't they just need
redactions,
to
I
do like
know.
a search?
I know, they're really bad at it.
Be better at your job.
They would not administer in that dosage range. Now I have to go over here. See, this is why this is a bad idea. Okay, there. So she was.
Is there a notation as to why?
Because it's probably 100 times the appropriate dose for a child her age.
But you just said you didn't know the
Probably.
appropriate dose of
Shut the
dose
fuck up,
level.
Nancy. Whatever your name is, shut the fuck up.
I'm not gonna block for your chaser ass next time at roller derby.
You're doing
might as well move your
Salisbury's
shit out of
job
my
for her. Oh my
apartment.
god, fuck off.
Better go down to the Home Depot your own ass. Take
Wow.
my Subaru and get the hell out of here. Just take it.
At
Katie
line
Lane,
5, can
all
we
of my.
Skip
Okay,
and
sorry. All right, where?
line
Where are
5?
So I want to go back to something that you had cited on the record that this child had a history of RSD.
Yes.
Do, they have RSD blacked out, but what the fuck is wrong with people? Do you know
I
what RSD is?
That is, which is sort of an outdated term. Probably for the last 10 years, the preferred term has been. But those terms are used somewhat interchangeably.
Okay, can you describe for the court what that means? What is
Oh, why didn't that
and
work?
what's that?
So is I'll just read a painful disorder.
I'll object.
Of course you will. Hold on. What is it you're referring to, doctor?
Well, so I have multiple articles that I pulled off Google regarding the way that these articles essentially work is that at the beginning of the article, there's a sentence or two that states what is, and most of these have a significant level of overlap in terms of the wording because there are specific criteria that are used to make this diagnosis that have been published since 2009. And so, I mean, I can tell you the specific reference that I'm reading from if that would be helpful.
Dr. Smith, did you use those articles as a part of your assessment of this child? She learned this from fucking magazines. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
And I'm just gonna object and ask that those articles be clearly identified for the record.
Yes. Let's see if we can have the titties of the titles of those appear authoritative or not. Sir.
So
And if we could be provided with a copy afterwards, because I don't believe that was provided in the materials.
Chiba's Age Christmas in a dumpster. How many of these articles do you have?
well, I pulled all these on Saturday at the hospital. Just on
Oh,
Saturday. I got them just on Saturday. Your Honor, are you all right?
I was waiting for the cue. You didn't say, let's see. I've already moved on to the next page. So I was
Oh,
like, waiting for you to
let's
say,
see.
okay. All right. There's no cue. You know. What are you referring? What you're referring to now, as far as the definition of
So just for the purposes of, expediting things, what I'll use for the, sentence statement, which, as I said, is very similar from one to the other, is an article by Amber Barucki and Christine Greco from Boston Children's Hospital at Harvard. It is entitled An Update on in Children and Adolescents.
Is that the definition that you're going to rely on for
Yes.
this syndrome?
Yes.
Why don't we just... Would you have any problem if we just copy that?
I have no problem with that.
Thank you.
Alright.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'll tell you what. Why don't you go ahead and we'll sniff a child? I mean, get a copy. Go ahead and get a copy of that for counsel so she can read along with it.
Thank you.
and just for clarity, Your Honor, the parties will need copies of it as well, but I'm fine proceeding without it. I have Google on my phone.
Do you want to wait for that so she can refer to the definition?
Sure.
And then a discussion was had off the record.
Judge, may I have a minute?
Your Honor, I just have a question. I know the rule was invoked, and I see there are still individuals sitting in the gallery. I just don't know who they are, so I want to make sure we're...
If counsel could confirm, we don't have witnesses present.
They have friends here for support. That's it. They're not being called to testify.
What are friends?
And we have appellate counsel sitting in the courtroom.
Okay.
Okay, now we've established there's no witnesses here. Dr. Smith, just how much cocaine is too much for one person to take?
If you cut it with Parmesan cheese, it lasts longer. So,
Just like
Dr.
leave it
Smith,
up
I
in the
just...
sink in the West Wing. Asking for a saffron.
So, Dr. Smith, I just want to make sure that you have the article that you were referring to back in front of you. Okay, and you were just about to explain what you looked up 5 seconds ago.
So, yeah, is a neuropathic pain condition of the limb characterized by allodynia that's interpreting non-painful stimuli as painful hyperalgesia, increased sensitivity to painful stimuli, neurovascular changes, which, and they give examples, and excuse me, this is like this only the second time I've read this, so modeling, which is sort of a blotchy purpley color typical of what Kathy Beatty likes to wear. When we get cold and our skin gets a little pale, coolness and swelling, those are typical neurovascular changes. pseudomotor abnormalities, and those would be things like abnormal sweating and scaly dryness of the skin, movement disturbances, which includes tremors and dystonia. And dystonia is often an abnormality similar to people who might have cerebral palsy, where in most cases in children the foot is distorted into a position related to the inability to move the limb in question because of pain. And then what are called trophic changes, which is abnormal hair and nail growth on the affected portion of the body. There are diagnostic criteria that are just, excuse me for a second, I have to make sure I've got the right thing here. ASMR paper shuffling. Many of these articles referenced what's called the Budapest criteria, and so there have been significant attempts over the last 10 years in the course of sort of researching and trying to develop treatments for this disorder to try and better define exactly who has the disorder and who doesn't. Because if all we have is a person complaining of pain and a person who says they can't move related to pain, and somebody uses those criteria to make a diagnosis, I mean, they're just morons, right? Am I right? That can also be consistent with other diagnoses, such as conversion disorders, because, those are super common, or what are called somatoform disorders. Somatoform disorder. I think that's how it's pronounced. I had to look it up on Google and listen to the robot tell me how to say it. I'm not really sure. Disorders that don't have anything to do with an actual physiologic process, and I just memorized that definition yesterday. So the definitions that have been developed by experts in the area are in addition to the complaint of pain associated with a situation where touching the skin, for example, should not be painful, you also have to have at least a certain number of those other criteria to meet the definition. Line 23.
Oh, and when you say a certain number of other criteria, is that what you're talking about? Dystonia and blotchiness of the skin?
Correct. So in this article, right here on page 451, there's a list of the Budapest criteria. So it requires that in addition to the complaint of pain, that the person has to report at least one symptom in 3 of the 4 other categories, which would be the areas where you would have to have objective criteria to make the diagnosis. And then, in addition to the symptom being reported by somebody who is presenting to try and have that condition diagnosed, the examining physician or other expert has to document at least one sign in 2 or more of those categories.
So when you say that
Boom.
that has to be documented by a physician, you mean someone that's good at their job, not like
So
you.
that means that somebody has to have observed that, for example, in this case, Maya had swelling on one or both of her lower extremities, which is supposedly, the part of her body that was originally affected by this disorder. She has to have had abnormal sweating. Most cases in the medical literature where there has been a diagnosis has been made to have one of 2 types, either red, warm, or blue, purple, cold. So especially in children, this disorder typically follows an injury to the limb, mostly the feet, but sometimes the hands. And so one of the 2 feet or hands, has had an injury. There is a fairly well-documented brain-related response to the trauma that triggers abnormal neurological input to that area over time. It doesn't resolve as the injury heals, and in that situation, then the person has persistent swelling, persistent abnormal color, whether it's blue or purple, and abnormal temperature of the affected limb.
Extra large and extra hard.
There are rare cases over time where it can ascend above the area on that limb where the original trauma was. There are even rarer cases where it can advance to the other side, the other foot. I have done fairly extensive research on this disorder in the past month on Google. And I can find in the medical literature, particularly in these actual Budapest criteria or anything like that, where anybody says, I can't find it, where anybody says that there's such a thing as generalized complex regional pain syndrome. And I even searched YouTube. I put in a call to a couple of experts in this area, which just happened to be up in Chicago. One of them saw Maya at Lurie Children's Hospital in July last year.
I'm going to stop you there just for clarity. You mentioned that there are some experts, you say, in this field, and that there's two that are in Chicago. And what are the name of those people?
Well, Norman Hardin was one of the original people who has researched extensively in this area. And he is retired, but he was at the, oh, where's my notes? As far as the name of this place, it's basically a pain management rehab center. It's affiliated with, I think it's Northwestern Chicago. At the pain center has, the doctors that work there have published numerous articles. They've published tons of stuff. Not me. I don't have a clue about any of this fucking shit. I have no idea about this disorder. And we're active in the creation of the criteria for this and everything. So what I was going to say is that I tried to kind of find national experts to contact them to say who would be a pediatric expert in the Southeast United States that could, evaluate and see if there's any evidence that this child has this or not. And I just haven't received the return phone calls yet.
So you mentioned, I think it was Dr. Hardin, as an individual who's retired now, and
Is it hard man or
That's
Hardin?
what she said.
Hey,
I've
phrasing.
never seen one.
Leaf, that's you. 23.
Oh, sorry. Okay, thank you.
Nobody answered. Oh, she did
And
answer my
who is
question.
the other individual that you referenced earlier?
So the one that is the director of the children and adolescent part of that pain institute in Chicago is Dr. Gotti, Gadi, Revivo, Revivo.
Can you
Are we
spell
not man?
that
Are we
one
not
more
Revo?
time?
Yeah.
Revivo.
Okay, and is he an individual who has issued publications on this matter?
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was someone within the articles that you were citing. So you mentioned that these individuals were in Chicago. Is this related to any of the facilities that you mentioned Chicago or Maya had attended in Chicago?
Maya was admitted to Lurie Children's Hospital for a second opinion last July. She was admitted on July 21st, 2015, and I believe she was discharged on the 24th or possibly the 25th. And during that time she was admitted, they were seeing significant discrepancies between what Maya was saying that she could do as far as movement and what she would do when nobody was asking her to move. And so they had Dr. Revivo provide a consultation for her case, and I believe that took place on the 23rd
And this would be in July of 2015?
of July 2015. Open your fucking ears. Now, at the time that he and the attending physician came to see her, they declined to have him examine Maya, but the fellow that was working with him had seen her, earlier in the day and presented the case. And so, based on the observations and those things at Lurie Children's Hospital, Dr. Revivo diagnosed her he diagnosed her.
And you mentioned that the reason she went to Lori was for a second opinion. What was the second opinion for?
So she had developed on July 4th fairly abruptly. Although there's other dates and scenarios that are in the medical records, but based on what was originally presented at All Children's, it was stated that she had abruptly become unable to walk on the 4th of July, 2015. And then on July 6th, she was admitted to All Children's Hospital related to that, as well as an ongoing concern for asthma. And so during that week, she was admitted to All Children's. They documented and observed repeatedly that Maya would refuse to move when asked by the therapist to move. Like, say, for example, if her hand was resting in one position and they asked her to move it to a foot to the side in therapy realm, she would say that she was unable to do it, that related to her pain. But while they were talking to her at the same session, she would be moving her hand in those same realms repeatedly. So based on that pattern, the recommendation when she was discharged from All Children's was that she probably should go to an inpatient rehab program to try to assist her in getting back her moving properly and overcoming any fear or other kind of psychological component that might be contributing to her inability to move. She saw, I believe, she did have a couple sessions of therapy during the week of July 13th, 2015, and she was in contact with Dr. Hart, who is the rehab specialist at All Children's Hospital. So, her parents did do everything they told them to do. And he was making arrangements for her to be admitted to the inpatient rehab program at Tampa General Hospital. And while that was going on, she was taken to Chicago for the second opinion.
Okay, and so just a lot of information here. So I want to make sure I'm following this timeline. In July, beginning July 2015, Maya initially went to All Children's Hospital. Is that right?
She had been there before, but yes.
Okay.
Related to the
Related to
thing,
oh,
that was when she first went to All Children's, yes.
okay. All Children's made a recommendation regarding inpatient treatment.
Yes.
And from there, the family sought a second opinion regarding what All Children's had assessed. Is that right?
That's my understanding.
Okay. And then the second opinion from Lori's indicated what I think you said
Yes.
Can you describe what a is?
So that, has gone by other names historically. Years ago, that would have been sort of what people refer to as hysteria. And nowadays,
Same
probably
things.
the official term would be a somatoform disorder.
The
Under
vapors.
under the vapors, yes. Under psychiatric kind of criteria or classification in pediatrics, they probably use the term more often.
Excuse me. You said tomato sauce? What?
Yes.
Somatoform. SOMATIFORM. Somatoform.
Could you please use that in a sentence?
Synonym for
Is
yes.
is that a mattress?
So in layman's terms, what does mean?
In layman's terms, for the idiots out there that don't have medical degrees like me, what it is a situation where a person is presenting that they have a certain medical disorder or a paralysis or an inability to move a certain limb or a severe level of pain or things like that. And the objective data that are available to the medical providers does not correspond to the complaint that's being made. And therefore, I like to use the word therefore because it makes me sound smarter. And therefore, the diagnosis as the pattern is observed that this is a person who's experiencing whatever it is, the pain or the inability to move or things like that. But there's not a physiologic basis for it or a true medical disorder that's causing it. And therefore, it's something that one approaches in a bit different way. We just rip kids away from families in these cases. That's how we do it differently. We just kidnap you. And then we torture you in terms of treatment because obviously in that scenario it's very important to address whatever the psychological portion of the situation is that is encouraging or triggering the patient to experience these symptoms. And you know that we never actually did any of that. We didn't give her any of that psychological help or anything at All Prisoners because we were fucking lying.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that was all in July of 2015. 15. How many times is she going to ask if this is in 2015?
Correct. I know. Like, what is with you, Leaf? Correct.
And
I
then
look like a
you
tree
had
and a leaf,
mentioned that
baby.
one of the
Is this
one
a
of the
good? I gotta dip out. I'm falling asleep a little
No,
bit.
it's fine. We were only gonna go for the next 2 minutes anyway. We're gonna hold on a sec. Let me take this stupid voice off.
Okay, there, that's better. We
Good
were
day to take my
going.
stupid voice off too.
Okay, we were
Yeah.
only. We are going to have to
If
call
we
it.
want to quit right now, that's cool too. Because I'm
Yeah,
like,
we were only going to
there.
go for. I promised we would only go 3 hours. I knew that we. What the fuck is on my face? What did I do to myself?
Megan,
We were.
look,
What
who
did
are
I
you
do?
looking at?
Well, I look like I let my kid draw on my face, but whatever. It worked, I think.
I look like I'm doing the new Disney remake of Kathleen Kennedy, make her lame and make her gay. Wayne's World. I've
Nonstop
got the
mom.
tits
Thanks
for
for
it,
the
Kathleen
thanks for the
Kennedy. I'm just saying.
huge super chat. This has been one of the best nights for small super chats. So good for you people. Super sticker. Thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate that. I am gonna have to next time. We're gonna have to put a super chat limit or goal for the eyebrows. I think the eyebrows are only coming out if I hit at least $50. This has been brutal, but also wonderful. Thank you for being here, everyone. I'm still doing Sally Smith voice. I have to stop doing that.
No, you're not.
It's hurting my throat. I was still doing her voice, even though I had the voice changer on because she has that like super masculine thing going.
Yeah.
And I was
Okay.
doing that even with the
It's
voice
so
changer.
hot.
Oh no, the illusion has been broken.
No, it's just so hot.
Thanks, Ashley Lauren, for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Oh, you know what? Before we go,
That's what we're
and I
all
won't-
going to be saying when we go to hell. It's just so hot here.
before-
They're gonna be like, "Were you making fun of lesbians with a mullet and Floridians as well?" And I'll be like, "Your Honor, God, I didn't know that you loved those people. How was I to know? You send hurricanes."
This is so good. Only another child protection doctor can create a child protection doctor. We have some memes to catch up on. If anybody wants to dip out like now and you want to go, you
Oh,
can.
I'll stay for memes.
But
I got a dip. I'm falling asleep.
All right, you go.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're
My
welcome. And here
flux.
to wave you out is Richard Simmons. Let's see. We're going to lift and drop and lift and drop and lift and drop. Oh,
Good night, guys.
good night,
Guys, have a
Flux.
good
Bye,
one. Be
Flux.
excellent to each other. Bye.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye. All right, J Hatch, pediatric patients. Look at the tape on her mouth.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's good. That's so good. What else do we have over here, locals? You guys are killing me. Oh my Lord. Sally Smith, Kathy Beatty in the hands and feet of Jesus.
Wow.
Oh, that's so
Wow.
good. That's so good. Let me see what else is in here. Wait. Where is it? I just lost it. Oh my god. The IJ. Do you think we're
Hang
ever
on, I
gonna
gotta take a
get
phone call here real quick.
All right. Do you think we're ever going to get to see the IJ? I have a feeling that like it's just never going to happen unless the judge goes himself to the hospital and starts digging around in Hunter's desk.
Yay. My new frames came that you broke, so I get to go get them later.
Oh, wonderful. Here's the jury bus stop. It's got juror number 1 standing at it. It says the bus stops here, J Hatch, pay up. I look at this, taking care of Maya, transit bus number 6, destination, justice for Beata. This is good.
The
These
dude in
are
the middle
good.
looked like my dad. That was weird.
The guy with the beard?
No, the guy in the overalls sitting here with the cowboy hat.
Yeah,
the guy in the
it's
overalls.
like
Yeah.
That's
73%
just
of
my
the
dad.
population of
Just-
my town.
I think my
All
dad
right,
owned like 8 pairs of overalls and about 3 shirts.
So, Locals was reporting that the Redditors have gone into damage control. There are people who are avid posters that are infighting, saying to leave the Maya stuff alone and move on.
That might be some good advice. You're not winning this one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're not winning, especially after
Are
that
they
Nazi
yesterday.
sensing-
Oh my god! After yesterday.
Yeah, so
Are they
bad.
sensing the everyone that I don't like is, from, the Fazoland?
I know we
isn't
saw
the
this
right
one
m-
already, but it might be my favorite from the entire night. I have to look at it
Now I
again. 'cause-
really need to open my Stream Deck. I need to stop being afraid.
Yeah,
and
you
open
have
it.
to. Oh my God, the chat was talking about you and a voice changer, and they were like, "Oh my God, the world would break. She'd break the world with a voice changer." And you've
Heh.
got it. You have the Stream Deck. You can do it. Oh,
The
the
dark
buttons
side.
memes. They did more buttons memes, and I am LOLing. Wait, did it just pop me back to the beginning? Oh,
Actually,
Oh,
Lauren
no.
says she has the IJ and wants to know how to send it to you.
Ashley, I think what you're referring to is not actually the IJ. It was printed in the newspaper. It is the CM. It's the federal report, which is not the same thing as the immediate jeopardy report that was done by the accrediting organization. Because I mean, if you do have it and it's different than the one that was printed in the paper, yeah, I want to see it. But I don't think that one has been found yet, unless you're some kind of internal whistleblower. But yeah, you can send it to me. Look at Chef. You can send it to me at I'll put my email up on the screen. There you go. There it is. meganfox.writer@protonmail.com. But yeah, this isn't even a meme. This is just the judge just being frustrated.
This is
I
a
like
meme.
that is so funny. Where are the buttons memes? I'm having to scroll so far up on
See, yeah, this is what people are
Locals.
saying. Like, lawyer, he was at the end. He said, in the first submission they made, there might be some arguments here to at least bring the juror in for an interview. And then after yesterday, he's like, yeah, nope. All the nope.
Yeah, I saw
nope.
I saw his stream today. I saw his video today. It was funny. I like this one. Are the Nazis in the room with us right now, Reddit? Are they in the room?
I liked that one.
Are
Oh
they
my
here
gosh.
right now, Reddit?
Oh my god.
Oh God. Oh, wait, they did a buttons meme that's so funny. I'm looking for the buttons, and every time I find it, it like jumps me back down to the beginning. I think Locals went to bed on us. There's like nobody in there talking anymore, but they had so many good memes earlier. Oh, what's this one? This one's a Yahtzee meme. Can I show it?
Probably not. Whatever.
It's not that bad. This one just says both of these doctors experimented on children, maiming them for life.
Well, you did put all the Nazis in the one meme there. I think the guy getting
did.
executed. So
I didn't
you'll be
even know
okay
that
with
was
one.
there. I didn't know that was there. I really didn't until I put it up on the screen, and then I was like, "Oh shit!" Sally Smith, child abuse expert. This is good. She really is Ursula-ish, isn't she?
I
She's got
just
an
can't
Ursula
believe.
vibe.
First of all, she looks up articles on RSD and doesn't realize that the RSD Foundation, like the foremost foundation, is based in Florida.
Oh, is that
Like,
real? Is that true?
I
Oh,
just
that's really
I
embarrassing.
just got diagnosed with this last January, and same with like having the little Google machine, and I can figure the shit out, and I'm naturally blonde under here.
Mm.
So, and I make, I do funny things with wigs and voices. So,
All right, let's see. What's this one? Oh, it's a vampire. This one's good. You can't bury me.
I wonder if he's gonna regret saying that thing. Like, can you imagine being in front of a court and just being like, "I thought I buried that Dracula years ago." What a crazy
Well,
thing to
he probably didn't want
say.
to say body. And then he probably thought, or skeleton. He probably meant to say skeleton, but then he thought, I don't know.
Dracula sounds so much cooler.
Maybe
I
it was like
can't
Godzilla. Is that, I don't know.
I can't access the earlier memes. I don't know why. Locals is being shitty, and I can't get all the way to the top of it. So,
All right.
That's what she said.
oh wait, there it is. I got it. This is funny. Get through hearing, play with buttons.
To be fair, I would be so sidetracked. Oh, I know. My son wants to go to the new Godzilla so bad. But I told him
I
it's
love-
all reading.
I love my new buttons. I have so many good new buttons. I can't even. It's so funny.
You see, it would be this mat that you would put on the floor.
You got it.
Different conclusions written on it that you could jump to.
It's a jump to conclusions, Matt. Oh man. Linux Charms wants to know, do you think J Hatch has a secret basement crematory?
Oh no.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
You guys,
Maybe.
where do you think the Umbrella Lab starts? Okay. Raccoon City started somewhere.
Thanks for the super stickers, guys. Appreciate that.
That's a game reference, Megan.
I don't know anything about games. You know me. I know nothing about gaming. I have a pretty cool gaming computer, though, that will never, ever have a game on it.
My level of nerdiness exceeds that in that I cannot play games, but I like the lore behind them. So I listen to people explain the lore because I cannot even play Tetris. So
This is a good one. We have ways of making you walk. Oh, these people. All right. Well, guys, thank you for hanging out with me for hours and hours and hours.
I just can't believe they spent
appreciate it.
again like 30 minutes. Like if they had taken the 25 minutes it took for them to figure out whatever week in February they were going to get together, and then 30 minutes where they were figuring out that Kyle was not involved in the goddamn case, this would have been a 15-minute hearing.
I know. When I was reading through it ahead of time, I was like, we're never going to get through this because they spend all of this time on garbage.
This
you know,
is what I get thinking that college graduate people are smarter than me.
Yeah, I know, right? And doctors, people with these advanced degrees, it's like, well, maybe not. Maybe not.
Well, I'm gonna bail, folks. You guys can enjoy
Me
your little
too.
chatty stuff. As guts.
Oh, I'm going to sleep.
I gotta go get my glasses so I don't have to keep squinting and get a headache.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry that I broke your glasses.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to be less funny. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.